Hello, everyone, and welcome to the playoffs of the Titan Eternal League. Joining me today is Jay Beto, and how are you doing, Jay Beto?
I'm good. I'm very excited to be here. Playoffs, quarterfinals for Titan Esports, something that I've been looking forward to. You were talking a bit before about, knowing some of these players, casting quite a few of them. I also know, a few names here and there. It's good to see, basically just these players all throughout a bunch of different leagues. I'm looking at Aquaphilus or Watercat. I know that there's a bunch of clones of him too.
Yeah, and now today it is going to be True Minded Gaming versus Syndicate Catgirls. And right now, just looking over at the stats, Syndicate Catgirls, they should be favored. They're 6-1, whereas True Minded Gaming was 3-4 this season. So definitely a little bit of a weaker scoreline, but I mean, at the end of the day, once you get into the playoffs, once you get into the best of fives, all it comes down to is how well can you play on the day. And especially with a lot of leagues currently being in Fearless format, just as a reminder, Eternal League is not. Eternal League is just in its regular draft, whatever you want to play, whatever you're good at, is what you're going to have. And I've always talked about in all those Fearless leagues that we've cast together that it's really fun to see what you can pull out in those last 4 or 5 games. But best of fives without Fearless also have their own kind of charm because the meta develops throughout the series. Instead of having the meta for the overall patch, you have the meta just for these two teams, just to see what is good in this day and good in this matchup. So I'm definitely going to be looking forward to see that as we are into the draft now. Lilia and Pantheon banned away by both sides.
Looks like a heavy prioritization towards jungle for both teams right now, both the Lilia, the Viego, the Pantheon. If this continues on, I mean, it's good to do this when you're not in a Fearless because you can really pinch one pool, go towards something that's really strong, and then not worry about that getting taken away for the rest of the set. Volibear could be a flex, and, top jungle, Jarvan. So there's 3 jungle bans for TMG. And last ban here, SCAT is
Trundle, just 6 jungle bans. Junglers don't get to have fun this game, I guess.
I mean, I'm assuming that you're going towards something early in the jungle rotation here. Could be something like a Sejuani that's still available.
Jinzhao.
The Jinzhao, something else that Trundle is quite good into. Makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling that's what it was going to be as well. It's a very good playmaker. It's something that can really enable the rest of the team if you pick a hyper carry in the bot lane or maybe an Azir in the mid lane, as we do see the Skarner locked in on Syndicate. And I haven't actually been seeing a ton of Skarner recently, but it is still a very strong playmaker in its own right, and it is a beefy frontline for the late game. As Tristana going to be the second pick over for Scat.
You were mentioning the Azir. I think Azir is really good for both these teams. Works quite well with both of these junglers too. Being able to push into the Azir wall. Siva getting picked up here to try to help that bot lane matchup. A massive range disparity a bit later on in the game when Tristana gets some levels, but Siva's late game very decent at taking down Skarner. Really good at shoving waves in. Cassante, something that I'm not too familiar with seeing in these lower elo divisions. Anything outside of pro, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it is very powerful in the right hands. I mean, we've seen exactly what the peak of this champion is, and I gotta say, Edojun and Espada are 2 top laners that I know quite well. I have casted them in other leagues in the past, and Edojun can definitely play the Cassante. So that's all you need to know. Edojun will be able to make this work and will be able to carry on it if the situation arises, if it's needed. But it is going to be the Alistar locked in for Syndicate and the Sylas and Veigar. So it looks like both sides are now starting to ban away the mid laners instead. And as they say that, the Emilio is going to be the other ban, but Either way, definitely a little bit of focus over on that mid lane.
Yeah, with the Alistair already picked up for SCAT, basically have to go towards their mid laner here. You're going to get top lane counter pick here as well if you want to go now, and mid lane 10th counter pick, or you can go mid lane now, go top lane after to see the full roster of TMG. So it is going to be the top lane counter pick, jacked into the Cassante, pretty decent against the Sivir as well, right? Sivir's only going to be auto attacking.
And the Jin's out.
Yeah, true, exactly. And the Jin's out. Now for TMG, you're going to take this Braum, which is really good against Jax, Alice, Skarner. A lot of melee champions. Sivir's able to proc that pretty easily. So is Jin Zhao. You're going to need some kind of mage, whether it's going to be a control mage, a long range, something like a Hui. Could be a melee. It's going to be
Vlad.
Wow.
I mean, I kind of see the angle because, like you said, there's a lot of melees on the side of Syndicate. So you can kind of get your ultimate on top of everyone. You're going to be able to heal, you're going to be able to DPS, but might struggle a little bit in lane against the Syndra. I don't see how the Vlad's ever going to be able to approach the Syndra.
Yeah, I completely agree. The Syndra opens up a lot of setup potential for either the Jax to go in and vice versa, right? The Jax setting up for the Syndra to, basically just alley-oop, slam dunk. The Tristana as well, buying space for a target Tristana to jump on top of. The thing is, Braum can block a lot of what Syndra wants to do. So that's a potential counter there. And the same with Jin Zhao, right? Syndra's got a ton of range, sure. Jin Zhao has a hard time getting on top of Syndra, but if Syndra's ever trying to one combo all in the Jin Zhao, Crescent Guard goes off, not going down. That Jin Zhao will be living. But yeah, I'm worried about this mid lane matchup for Vladimir.
I mean, but at the same time, Vlad doesn't really need to win the matchup, and maybe that's kind of the idea. Just try to play safe. You do have the Jin's out to kind of help threaten Aquafelis as well. Have a little bit of pressure coming from the jungle. And because of that, eventually they'll be strong. But one worry I kind of have looking at this team comp is TMG has kind of went full into late game. Besides Koala Monker, who's going to be pretty strong in the early game, Cassante needs time to scale. Vlad definitely needs time to scale. And Sivir really definitely needs time to scale. So, I mean, there's just going to be a lot of time that TMG is just not going to be able to have priority on the map. And Syndicate might be able to try and pressure that. Tristana scales well too, but she also does have a lot of early and mid game power on top of that. So, I mean, I don't know. I think Syndicate definitely has a much better draft going in here, as we are loading into game number 1 between True Minded Gaming and Syndicate Cats right now. But both sides, nothing really too special that I'm noticing, except there is an Ignite on the Vlad. So maybe it will be a bit of a kill lane.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that. You were just talking about how late game this comp from TMG is and how much time they need. Not going TP in a lane where, I mean, if Aquafelis just plays quite passive, are you able to force a kill with a gank? Yes, absolutely. But is not having TP going to cost you significantly in this early game? We'll have to see. I'm hoping for TMG that this Braum can be the pivot point or a bridge.
But they are looking for that level 1 play, but just going to be able to walk it out. Not going to be too much threat yet, but that's why you always got to make sure to check those bushes, make sure to stand and scout, because that's going to save them a lot of hurt if they were not waiting in there for that invade.
Started taking a base, just lost about 30 HP, decides, nah, it's time to base. Got to go back, heal that back up. I like it. I like it. Don't approach lane. 1 auto down at all. Nice first strike proc here. That's another thing as well about this lane, is that Syndra's got so much range on Vladimir. Getting all that extra gold, and it's a mechanical demanding thing. You've got to be proccing it and proccing it well, right? You can't just be hitting 1 auto, getting 1 gold, and then backing away. You need to be doing full combo, as much damage as you can do. Vladimir can't have W for that. But if Autocat can, levy this summoner spell correctly and quite well, there could be a huge gold lead. There's Team Sussman taking a really aggressive trade.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot more innate sustain in the Vladimir. So being able to take these early trades is so good for them. As over in the bot lane, we do see that Onset has the first prio over with Ugnis. They could look for a level 2 engage. I think before Rocket Jump, they could try and take down this Tristana. Level 2 is going to be there now, but all the cooldowns have already been burned. They're just going to give that respect. So no play coming out of TMG yet, but we talked about their early game, but so far they seem to have priority in at least 2 of the 3 lanes.
I mean, yeah, the Alistair in bot lane, level 1 is so terrible for him, even though the Tristana will start to do better. I think that that lane will swap when Tristana gets a few points in E and has the extra range to poke out. But yeah, for this first level, was Sparta finding a stun, but just gonna spin his way away is the Jax. I'm really surprised at how well Team Sussman is doing in this lane right now.
Yeah, definitely winning out on those trades, but is trading out CS for it. It is still pretty even, and as of Vlad, you do take that, but Team Sussman is pretty low, and there is going to be a flash, and actually going to flash Ignite, and Awkward Felix is going to go down. First blood going to Team Sussman. And I was just about to say, with the TP advantage, Awkward Felix should be able to have the advantage, but Team Sussman just going all in, knowing the limits, and it definitely pays off.
And not only that, the flash for flash heavily favors Vladimir. Syndra can't get away from the Xinjiao gank at all now, unless, you know, you hit a nice knockback. But Team Sussman doesn't really need flash. Like, you've got W, you're very safe in lane. I think that that was a really, really solid angle to find. I didn't see that at all.
Hitting onto a Spada. No junglers here, so dive is not going to happen. Might just take the free reset on the top side, but looking at the CS difference, though, Espada should be pretty far up just in terms of gold, trading away that HP for this good wave state. And if they're able to get those last hits, it'll definitely pay off, but Adojun just going to be covering them. Just the usual top lane shenanigans, but both within kill range, as now Rocket Jump going on to Onset, and Onset will be able to just back it out. And now they're turning their attention onto Seeker, and Seeker's starting to get taken out quite low, but no mana left on Onset, and with the Butters still being very strong, very healthy, Onset and Ugnis are just going to have to back up, but instead they're going to be jumped on again. Onset, one more hit for the explosive charge. That should be enough as Butters gets the kill over in the bot lane, looking for Ugnis as well, and there's no mana left. So another first kill going to be going over to Syndicate in the bot lane, and I mean, both the two late game carries in this game are the ones that are getting the kills.
Seeker, nice flash forward there. Find that engage onto Onset. That's a really nice takedown for SK. We were just talking previously about the push for TMG's bot lane. That's going to change up with a kill, a nice reset, come back out of lane. Now the Alistair, level 4. Around about that position I was talking about where now you've got abilities to work with rather than just like one of the worst level 1s in the entire game for support. Although it is tied up, right? I mean, you've got a solo kill in mid onto a scaling mid. That's scary. But your bot lane finding a very convincing 2v2. I mean, Budraz does need to use flash, so there is that. But Onset having no summoner spells, and the same with Braum. This Dragon, a point of contention now for both teams, and it looks like due to miss pathing down, Koala pathing up, this Drake is going to go over to SCAT.
But one thing I do want to bring up, since you were talking about that difference between the mid lane and the bot lane, look at the CS difference, though. Because Onset is still farming really well right now. Should be in a good spot as missed. And Seeker could have been looking for a play, but in the mid lane, Aqua Felix is still behind about down 12 CS, while Onset is currently ahead. I think there is a bit of a wave underneath the turret, so Butters will be able to catch up a little bit. But the fact that Onset isn't behind, that already speaks volumes about it. This Siver's still able to last hit, still able to get some gold, some income. But Aqua Felix is really struggling to do that right now. And with first strike, you'd want a little bit more. As now Seeker is going to engage once again with a trample. Rocket jump over top. And it looks like they're aiming for Ugnis this time around. And will be able to knock them not into the wall, but the wall isn't needed. Another kill going over to Butters.
I mean, you can see no flash on the Braum. And now the value of this Alistair can be shown in true. Obviously missed pathing down there. Makes a huge impact to that play. Koala was just around the corner doing Krug, so could have, maybe come around, but was a little slow. Probably still on the red buff there. But it's just a beautiful engage. You've forced the flash into play previously. There's no exhaust, sorry. Koala around the corner trying to
I believe
this.
Koala Monster is in the area. They don't have vision on the dragon. They don't know what HP it is until they pull it out. Not gonna flash over. I have thought Koala Monker was actually gonna try and flash over for that, but still, that's gonna be the dragon going over towards Syndicate Catgirls. So Still definitely a big win for them, and they're really playing through that bot lane right now.
This mid lane continues to still be difficult.
Oh, Hemoplague is going to get thrown out. Aquafelis flashes away, but Team Sussman going to be able to get the kill and won't even need to burn the flash. So that's going to be the flash advantage now for the Vlad as well.
Koala down here, but spotted on a ward just above. So SCAT completely know that this is happening. A beautiful solo kill in mid once again. There's a Dark Seal now on Team Sussman, which is going to make this Vladimir even more threatening. Flash was expended again from Aquafelis, this time not traded by Team Sussman. There's another kill potential very much around the corner
missed.
here on top.
Going in with Ishtal's impact, but will be able to use the Pathmaker to create some space, but will get pulled back with the Impale, but the all-out was cast for a little bit, but now Adrian still trying to fight and is kind of trying to 1v2 and is doing a pretty good job of it. Still trying to back away, will use the flash. And that's actually going to be flash for flash in the top side in a 1v2. Adrian definitely coming out on top of that trade, despite the uneven circumstance.
A huge play from Adrian to survive that gank. He found the buffer on the ult, but, you know, doesn't cancel it. So is able to use it again now. Koala Monka able to start up these grubs, and due to the health bars of both top and jungle of SCAT, I imagine both of these are going to go over to TMG.
Oh, but there's a dive in the bot lane. Butters with the explosive charge, looking for onset. Will be going down. That's the feat of warfare. As Seeker is still alive, so is Ugnis. And Ugnis actually is quite low, but the turret is warmed up. Do they go for the redive? It looks like they want to. The rocket jump is going to get used. There's not a lot of mana left. And the flash from Ugnis will stay alive. But there's still another wave. They could still try to redive this if they're feeling really spicy. But Ugnis just going to walk away. Butter's going to use the explosive charge, shove the wave in. But still bot lane domination right now from Syndicate Catgirls.
And it really needs to be the point for SCAT that does take this game away and beyond. Because all over the map, across the rest of the map, you're losing. You've got bot lane, a top side, engage that doesn't work. You've just lost grubs. 2 solo kills in mid. Your bot lane has to continue to levy this advantage. 3-0 now for Butters. This is the point of the game that Tristana is going to become quite an issue for Sivir to deal with as we take another look back at this dive here. So the health bars are already low. A beautiful engage on the onset. Butters jumps straight over the Braum. The shield is not there. Actually, explosive charges away. Put that buster shot, pushes the Braum away. So there's no peel available. And this is the point of the game that I was just talking about, where Tristana has such a range advantage on Sivir. And Alistar, if you're able to WQ past the Braum.
Oh, but now they are going to be looking once again for Ugnis. Unbreakable is there, but it doesn't matter. Mist going to get the first of the game for themselves. And it's 4-2 for Syndicate.
Nice little kill there onto Mist. I mean, you would have probably liked it onto Butters, but getting a kill onto your jungler who's waiting on that heart steal is important. This mid lane continuing to be a problem. Look at that CS differential in mid. Watercat is having a hard time finding these minion kills. Team Sussman
could be getting thrown on. Ignite is going to be their scout of the week already used on Aquafelis. Nowhere really to go. The unleashed power not going to be anywhere near enough as Team Summon 3-0 in the mid lane. And my question to you, Jay Battle, right now is, which do you think matters more? Butters being fed or Team Sussman being fed? Because one of these is going to end up carrying the game, but the question really is who? Oh, but Adrian looking for more, has the Pathmaker all out as well, and will just solo kill Espada, and now will be able to just back off of Mist. That's going to be a massive wave missed by Espada in the top lane.
I mean, to answer your question, I'm a Vladimir believer.
Oh, no, not allowed to speak. It's going to be Onset getting jumped on right now. Trample over top, but the Glacial Fissure does buy a little bit of space. Onset is still alive. The Ignite was burned. They could go for a redive, but Koala Monker is going to be here. And so Syndicate, for the first time in the bot lane, will have to back away.
Butters heard me say that potentially the Vladimir might be the stronger carry, and instantly they look for an all-in. This time, the exhaust is used, the barrier is used, and the peel is enough, finding a stun onto Butters with those concussive blows. This next dragon is spawning, and I think for SCAT, you're happy to give this if you really need to. This Vladimir, can you take him down with Tristana at this point in the game? That's the question that they need to ask themselves. If they're feeling confident that they can take down this Vladimir, the Dragon is all theirs, and it seems like that is the position that they're taking.
Yeah, the fight is going to be coming through right now, and Ishtal's impact is going to hit Team Sussman, but they do have the Hemo Plague available, but now the Impale lands on to 3, explosive charge over top, Butters just free hitting, and that's going to be the first kill for now. It is just going to be Ugnis, but Team Sussman is still alive. The Hemo Plague has already been burned, and the HP bar is definitely favoring Syndicate, as now they're going to retake onto the river. Adojun, even here as well, as Onset is actually in the top lane just farming it up. But this should just be a kill going over to Syndicate and the Dragon as well. But Koala Monker still in the area. They could still look to steal it. Team Sussman isn't really that healthy right now at half HP, but will go on a rampage, takes down Seeker, and now they could look for the steal. 1400 HP. Closer charge, but it is going to go over to Syndicate as Koala Monker trying to get away. Will flash out to safety as Santa shooting in the backline, also keeping everyone out. Mist should be going down here, but trying to survive, and will take Koala Monker in return. Ugnis, go, Brom, go! Supportal combat gets the kill. And, I mean, that's still a really even trade, but Second Dragon goes over to Syndicate.
Mist finds a 3-man Impale, finds a kill, wins the jungle 50-50 on the smite over the wall, and kills Koala at the end of the whole play. Saves it all for his team. Butters doing the damage, the space being provided. Look at this jump over from Butters to get a better position. Could try to take the fight right here, no. Jumps over the wall here to get a better position, and here comes the knock-up from Seekers into the Impale from Mist. There's not a ton of kills that come through, but Braum getting taken down means so much of this, you know, interrupt onto Mist is gone. That's Braum's biggest point here, is how much it can do into the Skarner. Seeker, unfortunately here, doesn't know he's on a ward. So Team Sussman, flash QW takes him down, and the slide away from Mist is huge. It's so close. Mist over the wall finally takes down this jungler after winning the smite steal. Ugnis takes that kill, but huge there is Butters lives. He doesn't fall down. Enogen is not able to take him down. Up in the top lane, Espada was just pushing.
Now, the real fun thing is the gold is completely even. Now, Glacial Fissure goes out over top. Impale again on to 3. Butter still free hitting. And now Adojun going to be the first to go down. Kolamonker is still alive, but now Team Sussman is in the area. Hemoglobin has been used. Hemo Plague over top, looking for Butters. Butters is so low and will survive. Double kill going over to Aquafelis. Ugnis is the final survivor. Seeker trying to chase with the trample. Not going to be able to get it, but that was a 4v5 in favor of Syndicate. And so they're just able to come out on top just using their flat out numbers.
Butters has the gold, but Seeker and Mist set it up for him to do the damage. Top lane tower now getting taken down by Spider and Butters. Herald getting started up by Mist and will be taken with no contest at all. The team fights are just better. Look at this. Once again, Seeker in the Mist, or in the muck with Mist, finds a pushback, and the 3-man again. Butters jumps back and has to jump forward. I was a bit worried about this engage here from Butters. The jump forward might have costed him his life, and it nearly does. But his team is there to buy him space. He jumps, and double kill goes to Watercat there. A beautiful team fight. In mid, hang on, another jump in.
Yeah, they're still going to be looking for this lad. They got the travel Team Sussman. Actually going to get jumped upon, and Butters will be able to secure that. Koala Monker still looking for more. Yes, Wind becomes lightning onto Butters, but there's no damage, there's no follow-up. So another free kill going over to Butters. 505, 100% KP on this Tristana.
And Seeker once again just maintaining this support prowess. You know, I don't see too much Alistar in a lot of these divisions, but it's so good to see such great Alistar getting played. Butters always in the right position, always just not overstepping, dancing that line of playing perfectly aggressive, but not getting taken down. He does now have a 550 gold shutdown, which is massive. If TMG are able to get that, it will completely...
Yeah, but now they're looking towards
Vladimir.
Ugnis. Ishtal's impact is going to get interrupted. Now Koala Monker's still in the middle of everything. Has to use Crescent Guard. It's going to pop now. And now looking towards Butters. But again, 3 with the Impale. Missed. You're allowed to take less, but Koala Monker is going to go down. Onset going to take a few hits and will survive barely any HP. Oh, but the red buff will burn Onset down. It's a 3-for-0. It's a mid-tier 1. And Syndicate Catgirls, they are not slowing down.
Out of the mist once again, he finds the 3-man Impale. Butters is 7-0. You asked me before, what's better, a fed Tristana or a fed Vladimir? Neither. It's the team play from SCAT. Next Dragon is in 15 seconds. It's Cloud Soul point for the team that gets it. We have a look again here. Mist. I mean, I was thinking about taking his driver's license away here. He sails in, finds onto the support, but doesn't really land anywhere. Glacial Fisher comes through to interrupt, but Mist again finds the 3-man Impale off of the Pulverize from Seeker. This support jungle combo, it's just better.
And just that sad burn down with the red buff. I mean, double kill going over to Butters, and Seeker and Mist have just been playing out of their minds this entire series. I mean, or this entire game. Butters, 706, obviously doing really well in the Tristana, has all the damage, has all the gold. But like you were saying, this is a full team effort right now coming out, as now the top side, they're looking to dive onto Espada. They need something to happen. All out, gonna get used. But Espada is so tanky. Grandmaster at arms just giving so many assists, but they're looking for the read-off as well, as Ugnis takes a decent amount of damage, but Espada is still barely below half HP. Might try to even defend this, as the all-out has already been used, and instead, in the mid lane, they are going to be using that Rift Herald. Espada's still alive, gonna lose a top turret now. Espada should be going down, but that's 3 players that you need just to take down the top laner, and you're gonna be losing your tier 3 in the mid lane. You're gonna be losing your tier 2 in the bot lane. This is 3 turrets just to kill a 0-1 Jax. SCAT, they're just playing in the macro, they're playing in the micro, they're just winning everywhere right now on the map.
I mean, you do get the objective bounty of the turret, but I don't think that's worth it. You're right. It's a 0-1 Jax who's just been up top farming, and he buys so much time. You take tier 2 in mid, tier 3 in mid, and tier 2 in bot. This is so much gold. And like already, the carries have gold for SCAT. Butters is 7-0 with a 700 gold shutdown and 6 assists. Now he's got so many more turrets. Watercat TP's back in the mid to defend this tower. So no more objective bounties goes in, but they might look for a dive.
Yeah, they're looking for something right now, but Mist is already here. Ishtal's impact onto Energy. All out is on cooldown. So Energy just going to be forced to flash away to safety. I like that TMG, they're looking for a play, but these are all just desperate plays. They're just trying to get anything at all to happen on the map, and right now they're just not finding it at all.
Adakan, potentially the lookout here from SCAT. Or does Inogen see it? No, he doesn't. He takes the base. So this is basically a free Adakan. Koala Monka is in base. And unless Team Sussman somehow swaps the smite or finds a big burst onto this Adakan, it's going to be taken by
Oh,
SCAT
Onset
free. Oh,
trying to run away. There's going to be that counter strike. Will get spell shielded, but Espada is still dealing so much damage. Onset trying to kite away, as now Energy is going to be here trying to buy some space. All out is going to get used. They're looking for the Jax again, and Onset going to be able to get the kill, but that's still the Otacon going the way of SCAT in the bot lane.
I mean, you force on the hunt, barrier, flash from Braum, Glacial Fisher. Pardon me. I mean, yeah, okay, Jax doesn't get the kill. And he does, sure, but you get Adakan, you pull the entire team into the mid lane to try to defend the engage that's coming through from Espada, and you pull like a decent amount of utility off of TMG. I think it's still worth it to get. The Jax isn't really worth a ton. You still defend the mid tower. You basically lose absolutely nothing. Look at this gold lead for Butters right now, and despite all those solo kills, Watercat is basically even with Vladimir.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot of that is really just that team play right now. Because they've gotten so much gold off of the turrets, they've gotten so much off of the objectives. I mean, they're already looking for that soul point in a minute 45. So even though Team Sussman did get a big lead early, it's just not really going to matter. because of all the gold that SCAT's been able to get for the team. But I mean, 3k gold lead on the Tristana. Tristana scales incredibly well. This isn't a champion that's going to fall off as you go on. This Tristana is just going to keep getting stronger, keep getting more and more range as the game goes on. And they're already fully online, so it's going to be very scary for TMG right now.
3-item Tristana is terrifying. Don't look bot lane item differential. The CS is basically even, but he's up 2 full items.
Yeah, they are looking towards Team Sussman. Ishtal's impact coming out, and Butter's actually the first one to jump in, and they just absolutely blast Team Sussman. Isn't even able to get the Sanguine Pool out, just gets burst down immediately, and that is the biggest kill you can get on SCAT. They're going to be able to get Prio, and they're going to be able to set up for Drake.
And Cloud Soul is nothing to scoff at all. I mean, Espada gets so much value out of that. Seeker gets so much value out of that too. Mist, the same. Just being so fast, being able to chase down these members, and being able to answer some of the movement speed from On the Hunt that provides is a big deal, because that's a ton of why you pick Sivir, right? Lane push, wave push, you know, yes, a really great late game that he's not going to get.
They're setting up a death brush. Koala Monker going to be walking right in, and Crescent Guard is going to get used, but Butters still going fully in. Gonna force the flash out of the Shinzao. Stahl's impact just gonna be a little Yui as Mist gonna go right back in. They weren't able to get the kill though, so Koala Monker might be able to get back in, but looks like they're just gonna be going over to Wolves. Might try to heal a bit there. And yeah, they're not gonna be contesting it at all. True Minded Gaming, they're gonna give up the soul. So SCAT gonna be able to get this win condition at 24 minutes, and they are looking really strong in game number 1.
And the play seems to be back onto Espada, but this time he's not falling for it. He backs up appropriately, and Cloud Soul given over completely for free. You have to wonder, is TMG just considering, you know, okay, maybe we look for a Hail Mary play and consider next game? Maybe they've thought to themselves, oh, we can win against Cloud Soul. We haven't taken a single Drake this game. We got 3 grubs, but 1 tower and 3 grubs. It felt good in the early game. You know, Team Sussman doing really, really well. Energen surviving a 1v2, getting grubs, but it's just all fallen away. Butters has just taken the game into his hands, and with Mist and Seagers behind him, they've just carried the game to this position now. I mean, what is this? 6k, nearly 6k gold lead, 5.5. Baron is spawning. SCAT, they have all the options in the world for what they want to do.
One thing we did talk about in the draft, though, is the scaling on TMG is very high. They have the Cassante, they have the Sivir, they have the Vlad. But the question is, will SCAT let them get to that late game? Because right now, they're just completely taking over this top side jungle. Just a lot of poke, a lot of push Seeker, even preventing Adojun from being able to reset. As now Butters looking at Ugnis. Ugnis super low, will get sniped by the Upheaval coming out from Mist. And that is going to be the Sport who had to burn Flash, by the way, and still went down. As now Team Sussman going to be using the Sanguine Pool. And Baron could just be the option here, because they can't walk up without the Braum. It's too dangerous. And this could just spell the end for TMG.
Yeah, Braum getting taken down is such a big deal.
Oh, but Koala Monker, they were able to find it. A spot is going to be here as well. Koala Monker actually goes in. Will get burst down by the Unleashed Power. They did pull off Baron for that play, but with the Smite gone, that's even better than taking down Ugnis. Is now Seeker still just being an absolute pest, not letting this Vladimir walk in. Team Sussman won't be threatened by it, but definitely can't walk forward. But actually will flash in, looking for Butters. But with all the stuns, Espada going to be able to get that kill. And it's 2-0. It is the Baron, and they have an open mid lane if they want to start pushing through that. As now Adojun is going to be caught out a little bit. Will go all out, just trying to buy some space. Trample will be able to get the slow. But again, with the Pathmaker just buying more and more space, Aquafila is gonna be the one to get jumped on. But Ishtal's impact into the wall. Adojun's still alive, but Scatter the Weak will land over the wall. They don't have the damage for the Cassandra, but the Cassandra has nothing at all. It will be the kill going over to Seeker, as Espada gonna be taking the tier 2 in the top lane.
Maybe a risky fight. Butters decides to take a base. Now everyone has taken their own base after that. TP's back in mid. But at the end, it is Adojun going down, and Aquafila's finding a beautiful WE over the wall. But in mid lane now, taking down these turrets. It's Espada TPing back to the top lane with a nice 4-1 split as Mist joins into the mid lane as well. And there is decent wave clear with this Sivir, right? But you're worried about the fight. Is Seeker just going to flash Q you at any point, push you back into the team? It's very, very likely mid inhib falls, top tower falls, top inhib falls. This game hangs by a thread.
Yeah, and right now it looks like Syndicate, they are just going to be looking to end the game here and now. They've taken control of every single lane, going to be taking the final inhib, but first they need to take down Team Sussman without the Vlad. That is all the gold on the side of TMG. It's 5v4. They have supers going through the mid lane. Next wave is going to have double supers in every lane. But for now, they're able to clear out the waves. Baron buff is still alive. It's still going. They have the supers now. And now this is where they could really look to just try and end the game. Tristana absolutely shreds through these turrets. But the impact is going to find onto one, the impale onto two. And then Heaven pulverize onto three. Koalamonker still alive because of that Crescent Guard. And they actually did quite well. Enojun dealing so much damage. But Espada will be able to get that kill. And everyone just blows up. Aquafelis and Butters, they get all the kills. And they take game number 1.
That game was electric from start to finish. The solo kill flash in mid for the Vladimir, and Butters just taking the game away. Mist, Seekers, Aquavilla, Espada, all of them played so well. And I am so excited for game 2. I cannot tell you. The support jungle team play was something to witness that game from Syndicate Catgirls. This is something that it is not something that you can answer in draft. Not in a normal draft. In Fearless, maybe you can, get a team comp where you're playing against something where jungle and support can't really play together too well, but it's not. There is no reason why a very similar thing can't happen for Syndicate Catgirls. And for TMG, you had a pretty good top lane performance. From Enogen, I don't think that there's anything I can really point out that was like, okay, you survived the 2v1, you just sat there side laning the entire game, and the enemy ADC is 11-0 and 11. Like, okay, that sucks. But you had a massive lead in mid. Your bot lane basically just completely fell over, got dove multiple times, all in multiple times. The late game Vladimir, despite having 2 early kills, a massive CS lead, only ended up getting 2 items. For TMG, I mean, what is the play? Is it completely different look? Go something towards a dominant mid and kind of snowball that mid game? I think the Jin Shower is a great pick, but going 0-5 on it against a Scunner, like there's a ton of stuff to think about if you're TMG, and for Syndicate Catgirls, there isn't a whole lot to think about. Just draft the same thing. Try to predict what they're going to go towards next, and, just get a solid team fighting draft, the same thing. And I'm sure you're feeling pretty comfortable.
And we'll we see how these two teams are going to react for the next draft. But for now, we are going to go to a short break. And when we come back, we'll be heading straight into the draft for game number 2. We'll be back in a minute. And we are now back. Syndicate Catgirl is currently up 1-0 over True Minded Gaming. And I mean, Mist and Seeker put out an incredible performance. But for game 2, what would you like to see different coming out of TMG to try and get back into this?
I mean, I'd like to see either an earlier game team comp in general, where you don't go towards the Siva, the Vladimir, where once you get behind, you're never ever getting back into the game. Something earlier, you could go towards something like a Varus from ADC or even a Jinx. I know that Jinx does need a lot of time, but her early game clear is quite good where you can't really get dove over and over and over again like that. And in mid, I mean, go towards something like an Orianna. Even take this injury yourself if you want to take it away from Uncle Phyllis. And go towards a mid-game team fighting comp because SCAT had such a better team fighting draft, but they also team fought better. You can't just draft late game scaling into the team comp that SCAT had and try to just outscale when you're never given that position at all. It seems like the bans are going to be very much the same. A lot of jungle priority as well. Same as last game. I imagine it's going to continue to be the same. Maybe you take the Jarvan and you don't ban it. If TMG want to go towards that,
Nope.
It's just going to be the same thing. Just ban the Jarvan, and I assume SCAT's just going to ban... Who was it last game? I don't remember.
It was Trundle, I believe. There it is.
Trundle, yeah.
Got it just in
Makes
time.
sense.
Let's go.
I mean, what's the
But
first
yeah,
one?
it's
Is
the
it
exact
jungle
same.
again?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 6 junglers banned out. I think you kind of have to, or you really should want to, at the very least, pick it. And they don't think that Xin Zhao was the problem, so they're just going to lock that in again for Koala Monker.
I think if you're SCAT, you just do the same thing. You just go Skarner here and Tristana. If you're a really comfortable Tristana player, just pick it. It looks great. Put it against TMG to say, okay, you do something. What I would love to see is maybe a Poppy against the Tristana. Could be something that you could go towards to hamper the engage in bot, because the Braum, while it does do great anti-dive, and peel, wasn't really that effective against the Tristana. You could even go towards taking the Alistar if that's something that you're comfortable taking down the Tristana. I think that's great peel too. It's going to be called very, very different look. A lot of range, more true damage to try to take out the Skarner. So it's something that TMG have obviously decided is that they had no real tank damage until really, really late game. And they never got there. So now with the Prot Shred, the true damage from Corki, I think you just take the Braum again if you're SCAT. Something that you can go towards pretty comfortably, or you can go towards something different and take the Thresh.
I mean, that's a very interesting pick here. I mean, I haven't seen a Thresh competitive in a very long time, and I cast across every single division. This is something you don't see, even in Fearless. It's just something that is not picked often, which is really sad because I think Thresh is a really fun and interesting character. The positioning on it really shows the mastery of that champion. So if Seeker's able to play this out well, I mean, I'm sure we're going to have a banger to watch anyway, but very interesting drafts coming out this time, just with the Thresh, with the Corki Alistar. I'm assuming this is a bot lane Corki, could obviously still be going mid, but they are going to ban away Nid and Vlad on the side of SCAT, and maybe they're worried about a Nidalee mid or top.
I want to apologize, actually. It was SCAT that took the Alistar last game. It was Seeker. So TMG taking the Alistar away this time is why they go towards the Thresh. It was my mistake. The Zoe banning away from Aquaphilus, that is his most played champion. Victor is the option now. A ton of range for Syndicate Catgirls. The Sylas getting picked up by TMG, something that was banned away last game. And again, you're going to go your top laner here and leave Syndicate Catgirls for the top lane counter pick. It is Renekton. So this is kind of what I wanted. A mid-game skirmish, run it down your throat team comp, where Sylas needs a little bit of time to get some items and levels against the Victor, but everywhere else is just early game brawl, take it to you. Gragas, last pick here to try to basically stop what is happening. There's a great amount of peel from Syndicate Catgirls here with the Thresh, the Lantern, and the Gragas to try to interrupt the engage. If you're snap engaging with Renekton, with Xin Zhao, with Sylas, with Alistar, that Bomber is going to split up the team fight and make it a whole lot more chaotic for TMG to try to take it.
Yeah, but I mean, looking over at SCAT, It is different champions, but I think they could still play fights pretty similarly. I mean, they have another
Yeah.
control mage in the mid lane with Victor instead of the Syndra. Their top lane, Gragas, not exactly the same as Jax, but let's be honest, the Jax didn't really need to be part of the team comp. They just had their core 4 in the bottom side of the map and just kind of went through that. Now, the only big difference I'm seeing is the Thresh over the Alistar. I think that is going to change how they engage. It's going to make it a little bit harder. You do kind of need to hit that death sentence in order to get anything to happen. And you can't just help but pulverize onto 3. But everything else is still very similar. The Flay is kind of a mini headbutt pulverize if you want to be really generous about it. But, I mean, I like their draft again.
I think TMG have brought something that is an answer to what Syndicate Catgirls have shown us last game. It's not, you know, back into a corner, try to draft the same thing and just run it back. Like, there's no salty run back. There's no like similar, like, oh, let's just play team fight, like late game scaling against this team fight comp. I think that it's going to be a bloody battle. I think that TMG can take this if they're able to shut down the Tristana, not get all in over and over again. I think if Team Sussman can do anything similar to what he did last game, I think that Silas is a lot easier to fight in those mid-game brawls than the Vladimir was. And I think that the Renekton, while Edigen had a great game and didn't do really anything wrong, is a lot more damage from the top lane, which is something that I think TMG kind of needs rather than just a big tank.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw Adojun did have a little bit of a carry presence on the Cassandre. Obviously wasn't able to grow a lead anywhere near as big as you'd need, considering how ahead Butters got, how strong Mist was close to the mid to the end of the game. But on something like Renekton, it is a lot easier to grow that lead. It's a lot easier to gain the advantage and then maybe start snowballing it towards other lanes. Does definitely fall off close to the late game, but with the buff to Dominus, it's been months at this point, but I mean, it's still important to talk about because Dominus is such a strong ability now. It gives so much damage. It means that Renekton has a stronger power spike and it lasts longer. It takes longer for that Renekton to really start falling off. So maybe they can get it through Adojin, but again, they do have kind of 3 carries in 3 lanes. Like they could play off of whichever one they want. But I mean, will Syndicates let them? I think that's really the question because right now Syndicates just has not let them do any kind of team play.
I think that Espada is going to need to have a more involved game this game. Not that, you know, it was anything that he did or didn't do that impacted the game. The game just kind of happened. But I think this Gragas needs to be the difference maker in basically what I said before, not allowing the engages from TMG.
Yeah, but either way, we are on to the Rift right now for game number 2 of this best of 5. Now, TMG, they are down 1-0, but this still isn't match point. Even if they do go down 2-0, they could look for the reverse sweep. But Syndicate Catgirls looked very strong with their first game, so they're still going to be an uphill battle, even for this map number 2. But just looking over at this initial setup, looking over at the runes, what are your thoughts on this Alistar going on Sealed Spellbook?
I think that it can be both a blessing and a curse, so it's a double-edged sword, where you aren't having a ton of that extra tankiness that you might get from Aftershock, or if you were going to go Glacial, you know, there's not a lot of the slows, the damage reduction from that. So it's, you know, not as easy to use. It's not as, we'll just pick the rune and it happens. Maybe an invade happening here early.
Yeah, they are going to send 3 towards the Raptors, but with Aquafelis and Mist watching that entrance, they're not going to be able to get too far. Might be able to just snag a ward as Team Sussman just walked in, able to throw it down onto those Raptors. But ultimately, no one's going to lose too much out on it. It's just going to be that initial vision on the side of TMG as Aquafelis going to get a pretty good trade to start. But it is melee versus ranged in the mid lane. So I do suspect Aquafelis should have a pretty solid lead early on, assuming Team Sussman isn't able to get an all-in.
Yeah, but the Unsealed Spellbook, like, if you know how to use it, and if you can use the right runes at the right time, you can really impact the game. Now, on the other side, it's Aquafelis with Grass, which I think is another rune where, in this matchup, you can't just, like, go AFK and wait for it to be used. You have to be proccing it every time you can on Silas because you're a range champion, right? You don't get. It's been heavily nerfed for range. Finding a hook,
that sentence
but
is
no
going to
level
land.
two.
Level 2 was not there in time. So no Flay combo. I mean, I don't think they'd be able to take Ugnis down anyway. They could maybe threaten the flash, but that's really it. As now Team Sussman and Aquafila is still trading very heavily in the mid lane. And one thing I actually just noticed is it isn't the Doran's shield on Team Sussman. So that poke actually is going to stick from Aquafilas.
That hurts, right? I'm assuming it's, Resolve Second Wind and does have, 2 pots. But it is going to be quite difficult for this Silas to do anything in this lane. I think that the worst matchup I've seen for Silas in recent times.
Seeker will land the death sentence. Actually goes in, and we'll just get knocked back underneath the turret. So Onset gonna get the first blood on the Corki, as Butter's gonna be forced to rocket jump out to safety. A little bit rambunctious coming out from Seeker. I think that's the word I'm gonna choose here.
Yeah, it's a great look from TMG to find that all in the double. The solo kill in the 2v2 there. A great different look. Still an early kill though for TMG. Last game it was a solo kill in mid. This game it's the 2v2 kill in bot. Energen up top continuing his dominance. Hang on.
Yeah, Aquafila's taking a lot of damage, but the Hextech Ray also poking back. Both these mid laners are quite low, and we do see Mist coming in from behind, but the chain's not going to land. Flash going to be burned from Aquafilas. As now Mist is in the area, and they will go in, and it is going to be 1-for-1. Team Sussman going to get the kill on Aquafilas, but Mist going to bring it right back. Wave state is good for SCAT, though, and that could be their advantage here.
Silas is one of the most unique champions in how you want to take a trade, right, in mid. Because when you're CSing, it feels really bad to do what you need to do, which is basically just all in the wave and the enemy champion to get the CS. And you see, that's why his health bar is so low, but his CS is even. And at the end, Team Sussman could try to flash away, take a late
they're looking for Team Sussman again. Ishtal's impact into the wall, but Aquafilas already used all the cooldowns, so Mist just going to be getting that HP advantage against the grasp stack as well. And now Team Sussman actually going to go in on a Mist and will force out the flash. Seeker is here as well, still level 2 on the Thresh. As Team Sussman kind of winning in a pseudo 1v3 in the mid lane. As now instead they're going to be looking over towards Butters, but Butters just going to be able to jump away with the rocket jump. So no answer on the opposite side of the map.
I mean, basically you can see exactly what I was about to say before.
Oh, Aquafilas? The chain's not even going to be needed. The extra auto gonna get the feat of warfare for TMG. And they were not doing as well in game number 1, but they are really coming out swinging in game number 2.
And the biggest difference here is that not only is SCAT not getting this first Drake like they did in game 1, but there's no big lead for Butters. It's even in CS, and Onset is up a kill. The SCAT walk in to try to get some vision, have a look and see what's happening, but what's happening is nothing that you can change. First Dragon over to TMG, and the fact that there is no solid lead anywhere right now for SCAT. When you take a look at this last kill here in mid, and basically, if Silas touches you as a mage, you die. That's the rule. If he gets on top of you at all like this, you just die. There's nothing you can do. You're completely immobile. You can't get away. This is why one of the strongest matchups that I've been seeing recently into the Silas is Aurora. Aurora has so much poke damage. You go electrocute, you just hit, EQ auto or QE auto, proc the electrocute all the time, and you can dash away from Silas's engages and you're invisible. He can never ever get on top of you if you play it correctly. Instead, now you're in a mobile mage. Yes, there's a stun, but even if you do stun him and take a decent trade, we'll find the ult.
Oh, but they found the death sentence instead. They could look towards Onsa, but Ugnis with a Hex Flash. Going to prevent the all-in from SCAT. So Onset is going to be at 2/3 HP, though. Should be in a decent spot. But like you were mentioning right now, there isn't a single winning wave, as now the Arcane Storm going to get stolen and will be enough damage. Team Sussman with a solo kill in the mid lane. And now they're looking towards Espada. Out of mana, will be getting hit. Will get one final body slam. Wind becomes lightning, not enough. Espada with 1 kill and a second kill. Double kill going to the Gragas. The belly is too big for the beast.
And there's your winning lane right there, top side. Not only top, but jungle as well with the kill, even in CS. Your Gragas and your Skarner are ahead right now. This is the point where you need to...
Oh, Butters.
Oh, hang on.
With the Dark Passage, we'll be able to back away. Good Lantern from Seeker.
That was scary. That was a worry there. I was just talking about, you know, if you're able to even out the, stall out the game a little bit, clear these waves. Another hook. But no,
they just don't have any cooldowns right now. In fact, Onset even going to be able to trade back into them. Level 6 on this Corki. Gonna have those rockets just coming out, those missile barrages. And with the big one, I actually think Onset could one-hit Butters. So could be very dangerous to be this Tristana right now in the bot lane. As now Espada will be able to reclaim that lead in the top set as well. Edojun was doing quite well for a little bit, but unfortunately, that dive really did mess up that top lane for TMG.
Skarner up top as well, but here's Grubs getting taken for Qualamunka. Exactly the same as last game, right? You've just got pushing lanes. You're able to get that as well, but Mist looking for an
explosive cast going to throw Edojun underneath the turret. Now Ishtal's back coming out for Mist. Will pull him right back. No turret there in range, but Mist going to be able to get the kill onto Edojun. So good gank coming out from SCAT. As another death sentence lands. Onset keeps getting hit by them, but they just don't have the cooldowns or the damage to follow up on these plays.
I mean, Aquavillas in mid as well now is playing a lot more passive, which does need to happen, but you're already down 3 kills. 3 solo kills. And some of those weren't even solo kills. They were like 2v1s that you lost. Oh, nearly. Almost hit that hook, but just couldn't quite get it. The top lane is still very strong for Syndicate Catgirls here. 2 kills on the Gragas, 2 kills on the Skarner. That was nearly a solo kill in top. Just Mist needs to push him back in so that the kill can happen, and Espada allocating the kill over to Mist instead. I'm worried though for these mid-game fights, because this isn't a team comp where, oh, you're so late game that you just can't.
Oh, the chainsaw gonna land on Aquafellas. Again, getting all in, won't have the Arcane Storm coming out from Team Sussman, but that's still going to be a forced reset from the victor, as Team Sussman also up by 10 CS and might even be able to snag a plate over in this mid lane.
Looks like he's just leaving, opting to find some roams and maybe a reset of his own here, as TP is used from Watercat to get back to lane. 45 seconds on this next Drake. I think if you're TMG, there's a great fight to take Espada in top, but Edojun is able to walk away from that. Espada has TP available, which is a big deal, right? Because he can TP over for this dragon if need be. I don't think he'll have ult available for the start of it, although he might. It is ticking over quite quickly. I'm just worried about how much damage this Silas is going to do in these team fights. He has Rocket Belt done.
Oh, but Edojun gonna pop the Dominus. Espada does not have explosive cast. Already used the body slam as well as in the bot lane. They're gonna land the death sentence. They're gonna be looking over onto Ugnis with the Ishtal's impact, but now the Unbreakable Will has been used. Do they have the damage? And with the Impale, they should have it now. Looking towards Ugnis, will get Buster shotted into the back line, and now the death sentence lands again. Onset in the middle of it, gets hit by the box as well. Starting at super level, will flash away, and 3-pound strike. Koala Monker tries to save it, but Onset still gonna go down. Missed. Going through the walls, still alive, but Team Sussman with the Rocket Belt 4-1-0, but it's still a 2-for-1 in favor of SCAT.
And that was almost disaster there from TMG. The Rocket Belt just finds the damage to find the kill. It's going to be 2 dragons over to TMG. There's not real much you can do about it. Yeah, that's Jin Zhao or Edojun in mid.
Yeah, without Dominus, I don't think there is an all-in potential here, but we'll be able to get a little bit of poke. Ugnis is in the area, though. With the 2 of them, they could definitely look for it, but Ugnis will back away, not going to look for this victor. But the Dragon has been started by TMG, and it looks like they should be able to just secure this, as we do get a replay.
So this is after the first kill happens here. The Impale takes a long time kill there. And Butters runs away and is forced to reset, or this is an easy triple kill over towards Team Sussman. Mist gets the kill onto Onset, but if this Rocket Belt isn't there, he's used E already. It's like Mist is away. He's completely fine. It's unfortunate that Mist had already flashed as well, because if he had still had flash, he would have been out as well. It was very, very close to TMG getting no kills there. They do get the second Drake, and it is Ocean Soul. Ocean Soul with Silas, with Renekton, with this brawly team comp, with a lot of sustain in it already. It's quite daunting to think about. Hawk onto Ignis.
Yeah, not the target you want, but it's still going to be a little bit of poke going on to the Alistair. And a lot of poke coming out from onset as well. 1-1-1. Still doesn't have the first completed item, but Butters does have the Udental Wild Arrows, so should have been a pretty good spot as Explosive Cask. One more hit is needed, but the Dominus will pop just in time, and now Adojun looks to trade it back. Still has Call of the Meek up soon, and with a body slam flash, Espada gets the kill on the bot lane. We do have a 3 versus 3 Impale again onto 3. Missed, doesn't miss. And Seeker will get traded back though. They're not able to get the kill. Buster Shot just to create some space as a TP from Team Sussman is also going to be here, but the chains are not going to connect. Butters was going to try to clear, but they might look for a dive. Ugnis is in range. Team Sussman's here as well. But now the explosive charge over top. Ugnis will go down. The question is, which side continues pressing? Because right now, there's still Aquafels just taking plates in the mid lane. That's going to be the second plate. Might be able to snag a third with the next wave. But very even trade from these two teams.
Yeah, a great 3-man Impale again, but just not enough damage in the moment. As we take a look back at this fight here. Seeker finds Ugnis in the bush. Here comes Koala Monka and mirrored by Mist. And just again, just a nice 3-man Impale. But the Crescent Guard is great. It buys time. Butters is exhausted, so he can't find any last hits there. The TP in from Team Sussman is really nice.
Yeah, as there is a fight in the picture on picture. Butters gets taken down. Super low, the Impale not going to be coming out. Team Sussman will get taken down by Butters. This Justana all of a sudden is 3-0. What happened?
I'm fairly sure there
Aquafellas?
might be a dive here, but looks like he's safe. Not enough of a wave there. I'm fairly sure that that was a shutdown onto Team Sussman. I'm fairly sure it was. There isn't a whole lot that you can say about that other than...
Eojun getting hit, but the damage isn't there. With the phase rush, Espada could go once the next set of cooldowns is up, but Nicola Monker's here. Ugnis is here as well. And when becomes lightning, just gonna be used to poke Espada further back. But Adojun's just not able to walk into lane anymore. Espada just completely controlling this top lane.
And after that death... Okay, yes, he's still up. 4 kills.
Oh, Seeker gonna be getting hit by the trample, and there are 4 members from TMG. Seeker is gonna go down, and Team Sussman gonna get the 5th kill of the game. This mid laner really starting to become strong. Has a Dark Seal as well. Did lose all the stacks in the last play, but will be able to get 2 of them right back. As let's get a replay of this bot lane again.
So how does this even happen? I mean, I was focused on the old one. I didn't see. So looks for an all-in on Butters. It's completely a bait. Barrier, jump away, couldn't find the stun. And had the stolen Impale, wasn't able to use it. Butters gets the kill there. The CS diff as well in this mid lane. Despite the 5 kills, like, it's a lot. Yes, it's a ton. It's 30 CS up though. Like, that's a lot of gold that Aquafelis has. The Team Sussman just hasn't been around for.
Yeah, and now Dominus is going to get popped. Adojun looking for this kill. Aquafelis trying to back away. The flash is going to get traded as Adojun super low, and Mist is here. And that's probably all she wrote. Aquafelis going to be able to get that kill on the Crocodile. But like you were saying, with the 30 CS difference, Team Sussman has been rotating for those kills and just kind of leaving mid lane open. And Aquafelis was taking plates, was shoving waves. I don't even think Aquafelis is that far behind. And if you look at the team gold, there is a 2k difference as Bomba gonna be coming out from Team Sussman, but very good buffer from Butters to be able to dodge away those chains.
That was so close, Team Sussman landing here. This is 3rd Drake for TMG, Herald in mid.
Yeah, they are going to be able to get first prio, and that is the big difference. This time around, they're the ones that are stacking dragons on the side of TMG. They're still down about 1.5k, and that's actually first turret going over to TMG, and that's also going to be feats. So now they are going to have those upgraded boots. Dognus is going to be able to get that pulverize onto 2. Ugnis is still in the area, and now misses in the backline, getting stunned up. Chain CC'd, and they're just going to be able to take down the Skarner. Now, it is 4v5 Energy, not going to be able to get into the fight. Arcane Storm is going to get stolen by Team Sussman, looking towards Espada. Arcane Storm still going to be held, as now they're looking towards Seeker, but with the flash, Seeker's going to be able to back away. They are starting to get low now. The Arcane Storm into the backline. Team Sussman looking for the play. Team Sussman is so low, though, and Butters is on a rampage, and everyone's just exploding in this fight. Onset trying to fight back. Will be to take down Butters, but Aqua Felis is still alive. And the explosive charge from the grave. Butters going to be able to get that kill, as now Koala Monker, the last survivor, the last man standing. Double kill to the Shinzao, as it's an ace for True Minded Gaming.
I actually feel like this play benefits Syndicate Catgirls heavily. In this early fight here, in my opinion, the Dragon is just completely called off from Syndicate Catgirls. The tower is taken. Pardon me. But look at this. So Mist goes in, and his ult is cancelled mid-animation. It doesn't go off. And it goes on cooldown. So he goes it, he uses it, it goes on cooldown right there. He's taken forward. Then he gets knocked up, and the Crescent Guard completely stops everything. There's no fight here. This is completely done. Your smite is gone. Dragon should be taken for free. It started up by TMG after a little bit of a look here from Espada, but instead, everyone pulls off the Dragon and goes for a team fight right here. Team Sussman walks forward, puts that stolen Victor ulti there, goes in, and everyone is mind-controlled forward, and it looks like it's a really good fight, but Espada splits up the team fight enough that Butters can find the kills on the front line, puts the bomb onto Onset, and does die, but Seeker, Aquaphilus hits one enhanced, grass order, and the bomb takes him down. That was a Dragon that was completely given over. Back at live, we're back scrapping on the Drake.
Yeah, and Mist actually going in with the Ishtal's impact, not able to find anyone quite yet. Missile Barrage just going out over the top, not able to land yet as the Impale only going to find its way on to Mist. And now Espada looking to go in as well. Now the Impale the other way going to find 3, but Mist is still the first one to go down. Crescent Guard going to be used by Koala Monker. Espada goes in with the body slam, not able to hit onto anyone. Adojun calls a Meek in the middle of everyone. Aquaphilus gets taken down low. Seeker's going to get taken down. It's a 2-0, and TMG, everything said and done, they still get the Dragon.
Yeah, very similar team fight look. It missed this time. He gets the ult off, gets the Impale off, but there's not enough damage. Right? Even though he's ulted first suppress, he gets 3. There is just not enough damage from both Butters and Aquaphilus right now. And Espada, I just haven't been convinced by this Gragas this game. Look, Mist gets caught by the stolen ult right here from the bush. Team Sussman sneaks in, grabs only 1. They're not able to take him down as he grabs 3, but there's just nothing. There's no damage here. Where's the damage onto these targets? And then there's just nothing you can do. Again, Crescent Guard proc, Espada tries to get in. He's taken down, Seeker is taken down as he sacrifices himself. And this time there's no long fight. There's no brawl. There is a hook onto Onset, but...
Yeah, Ugnis looking, as Arcane Storm going to get used by Team Sussman as well in the top, but no full engage coming out in either of these two lanes. But let's just take a moment, let's look at where we're at, because right now, it's a 1k gold lead only for TMG. The gold is very close, but they have all 3 dragons, and they have the feats for themselves. So they have the upgraded boots, they have a little bit of extra gold value, and if they're able to get soul, it is Ocean Soul. And with their team comp, that is a very valuable soul to get.
Yeah, with these team fights and how scrappy, how messy they've been, having that sustain is a huge deal. They also have all 3 grubs as well. So if you're ever in a situation where Silas or Renekton or Corki are on these side lane towers, it's a great... these are great champions for taking down towers in general, right? The Silas, obviously the enhanced autos, Corki the range. It's just so much easy. It's so easy for them to find ways to break open this game. I don't think they've done that yet, but this next team fight, right, if it's around a Soul, around an Atakan, around a Baron, will completely break open the game, and if TMG win that, they're going to get so much gold. The gold lead will explode for TMG if they win a fight handedly. All the towers are going down, and the game will completely slip out of Syndicate Catgirl's hands. But that hasn't happened yet. We're still in a position where Victor still needs more time to finish his stack, still needs this second item. When he gets that Leandries, he's going to be doing a lot more damage than he was. There also, in my opinion, needs to be some form of anti-heal somewhere. Because with Renekton, with Jinzhao Sundered Sky, with Silas, you really need some form of anti-heal in these long-form engages because you're not bursting down a single target. Renekton and Sylas are not instantly dying to burn build Victor. So I think that anti-heal somewhere is a necessity. Who's going to build that? I mean, I would imagine it's Butters. Maybe a Mortal Reminder. Could be a Bramble Vest from the Skarner from Mist. But this next Drake, 2 minutes away. Artican has spawned. I think that due to how close these team fights have been, Artican probably not an option for either of these teams. So 2 minutes. That's your timer. Get your items. Aquaphilus needs this Leandries by that time.
Yeah, they do have 2 items on Butters right now. The Yuntal and the Infinity Edge. So this Tristana is fully online. Typically you say 3 items, but on Tristana 2 is okay. You're definitely going to be dealing damage in the fights. And that's what they were lacking in the previous one. But I think you're completely right. If Aquaphilus is able to get that Leandries, they become so much more threatening. They have a very explosive team fight. Arcane Storm, explosive charge coming out from Butters.
There it is.
They need to get a big wow factor in the start of the fight for them to be able to come out on top. But now they are just going to be shoving out mid lane, and it is very low, but with onset here, Ugin is kind of playing defense. They're not going to be able to take out this tier 1. And kind of like you said, there is gold that TMG can get if they handily win a team fight, but not a single turret has been taken by SCAT yet. So if they're able to get a fight, there's so much standing gold for them.
Yeah, this does really feel like one solid team fight away from completely opening the game for both teams here. Baron, 1.5 minutes away. Oh, pardon me. So, you know, after the minute of this Dragon, it's going to be about 30 seconds or so before this Baron spawns, which means that whoever wins this team fight, if it is solid, like if it's a convincing win, you get the Drake. Obviously, if it's TMG, you get the Soul. You get access to towers after. You get choice of Baron and Artican, or both if you win convincingly. Butters building into that Navori now, so bit of extra taxi, bit of extra crit in that Zeal. So I think Tristana does quite a decent job of taking down objectives in general, right? So this Dragon is spawning. Artican and Baron. Artican already up. Baron shortly follows, and this tower. Sorry, this Dragon in mid, this Soul here. It is all open for both teams.
Yeah, it's really just going to come down to the play, to the positioning, as Mist is going to be the one to go in. Goes on to Ugnis, though, not the target you want. And has a Dark Lantern, but the wards are going to be placed, and Mist has nowhere to go. Could be getting taken back as the TPs do come out, at least from Edojun. Espada walking down, had that top prio, was able to just do that. But both sides are quite low. No major ultimates have been burned yet. So both sides still have everything they need for this team fight. HP bars are somewhat even, but maybe even favoring Syndicate just a smidge, as Edojun is missing about a 1/5 of that health bar. Butter's now going to be shoving out that mid lane, making sure they get a little bit of prio there, making sure they get a little bit of pressure onto the turret, but the Dragon has been pulled. TMG, they're looking for this. They're happy to take the 50-50 because if they get the Soul, that could be it. Ugin is trying to push them away. The Impale not going to be able to land from Team Sussman, and now everything explodes looking for the Dragon, and it is going to go the way of TMG. They have Soul. Espada going to be the first to go down. Now the Impale coming out from Mist, only out of Edojun, not enough damage to take them down. As now Edojun calls the meek in the middle of everyone. Buster Shot buys a little bit of space. Mist is going to be the next target. Will get taken down. It's a 2-for-0, and the Soul going to True Minded Gaming.
I mean, they found the answer to what Syndicate Catgirls had in Game 1, and it's draft the same thing. Just draft a team fight, brawl comp, but they have a better brawly comp, right? The Victor wants to levy that range, the Tristana, kind of the same thing. You can't chew through this Renekton, can't chew through the Sylas. Look at this position from Edojun behind. So everyone walks forward to try to corral around this Dragon and try to get it. Edojun wraps completely behind, pops Dominus, instantly stunned onto Butters, and even though he doesn't kill him, is forced to flash away. The damage is already done. You've already killed a Sparta. You're about to kill Mist and Seeker here, and all you need to do is just walk forward. Now Edojun walks forward again, finds a stun. There's just nothing that Syndicate Catgirls can do. The team fighting here from TMG, which is something that I wasn't sure was going to look as strong as Syndicate Catgirls was in last game, does. It looks incredibly strong. Now you've taken Ocean Soul, you've taken Baron, Artican is on the menu now to get, all those flowers available. You've taken literally everything this game. Syndicate Catgirls have taken 2 towers and that's it. 1 in mid, 1 in top, and everything else has been in the hands of TMG.
And on top of that, they are finally going to be going a little bit of anti-heal. Aquafila is going to go that Oblivion Orb. So they will finally have that for the next fight, but the healing has also dramatically shifted. Once that Ocean Soul is up, there's so much healing that's going to be coming out from them. I mean, Ugna survived because of the soul in that last fight, was barely able to walk away from there and make that into a 2-0. Now, again, just going to be another turret going down in the top lane. Team Sussman just able to get that solo. But a little bit of pressure coming through from SCAT in the mid lane. They do have Baron buff on TMG, but right now they are playing a little bit back, a little bit slow. And I'm wondering if they're just waiting for some kind of item spike, because right now they're playing quite passive for the advantage that they have.
Maybe they are. Maybe they're waiting for this finished item on a Sparta. Maybe they're waiting for this Zhonya to be finished for Team Sussman. Either team.
Oh, but they're looking on to Butters, and will get knocked up. 3-pound strike, able to remove them from the rocket jump. As now Seeker is going to go down as well. It's a 2-for-0 missed. Trying to back away, and Koala Monker is still alive. And again, with Ocean Soul, can just kind of tank those turret shots and will still be able to join into the fights later on. And now they're still pushing through the mid lane. Aquafelis is in the area. They have that cannon minion. And just like that, they have the stolen impale as well. They are going to look towards this. Explosive Cask is going to be coming through from his Spada. And now they are able to get a few with the impale, but it just doesn't matter anymore. They're too tanky. This Ocean Soul just absolutely winning the game for TMG right now. They're going to take this bot lane tier 3 as well. They're going to look for 2 sets of inhibs. As now Spada going to get knocked up. Call the Meek as well. Adojin looking for a spot and not able to get the kill quite yet. Dominance over top Aquafelis instead. And you will take that. Arcane Storm over top is just tickling True Minded Gaming. As now they're still trying to bait into the backline looking for Butters. But instead they're going to take these Nexus turrets. They got 1, they got 2, and it's just an open Nexus. Instead they're going to take down Butters. They're still looking for more. Espada will, the stolen explosive cast, going to get knocked back. They will take down Ugnis, but True Minded Gaming, they're going to take us 1-1 and take us to at least a game 4 later on.
Wow, just a statement performance from TMG here. After losing a very convincing win for TMG here, I think you can't let Team Sussman get ahead like that. I mean, when it was the Vladimir, but there was an answer, right? He was really late game. He didn't get online. Butters had a massive lead. This game, that doesn't happen, right? There's only 2 items for Team Sussman, and he just completely takes over the mid game. Onset does so much damage later on. And what is your option now for Syndicate Catgirls? I think you take blue side. I think you drop some of these jungle bans. I don't think that jungle is the point where it's like, oh my god, if Koala Monka gets X champion, like he's looked good on the Jinjiao, there's not enough bans. Just take a strong jungler. If you want to go to the Skarner again, that's fine, but I think take a carry for yourself. Ban away something like the Silas. Ban away this mid lane. Get a better mid lane matchup and try to play from there.
And we'll see if that is going to be the response coming out from Syndicate Catgirls. But for now, we are going to go to a break. And when we come back, we're going to be headed into game number 3. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. All right, welcome back. We are here for game number 3 between True Minded Gaming and Syndicate Catgirls. And True Minded Gaming, they look pretty good in game 2, but Syndicate Catgirls look very good in game number 1. So the question is, what do you think is going to change come game number 3?
Well, we've got a solid set on us. So I got a big water bottle all filled up, ready to go. But I think the biggest point for me is there's 2 points. For Syndicate Catgirls. The first one is I think Espada needs to be on something that he's comfortable on and needs to be able to make a difference in the game. Because the Jax, it actually kind of did, right? Bought time in the top dive, bought time in mid lane, that was kind of it, right? On this Gragas, yeah, okay, it bought some time in that top dive, found the double kill, but given the gold lead, didn't really do anything with it. And I'm not saying that Gragas is a champion that like, 2 kills is it's time for him to take over the game, but he needs something that will impact the game. Aquaphilus needs a better mid lane matchup. Back-to-back games now, we have seen him be solo killed multiple times. We need something that he is not going to have that happen, because in game 1, you are getting carried by Butters. In game 2, you are not getting carried by Butters. So you lose because you've been solo killed multiple times. Enemy mid laner has a massive lead on you. For TMG, how are you going to continue that? Are you going to make sure that you have a great bot lane matchup? That you aren't going to be, multiple kills down in bot for Butters? These are the things. These lanes need to be stable for both these teams. And I think you just keep drafting team fight. Both teams feel comfortable with it. And speaking of comfort, we're back to jungle bans.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even going to talk about them. They're the exact same as games 1 and 2, so nothing spicy yet. But it kind of, I definitely agree with you about that Gragas for Espada, because, that's something different. Okay. First different ban, it's going to be the Sivir banned away by Syndicate Catgirls. That's a little bit surprising because they completely dumpstered it when Onset played it in game number 1.
It's a Jarvan available right now for Syndicate if they want to go towards it. This is something I've been speaking about quite a lot recently, is I really don't like, especially in a game like this.
Varus.
Oh, Jarvan is good into that. I'm confused.
Yep. I mean, definitely a very interesting pick, going away from what we had in games 1 and 2. And this is what I talked about at the start, where every series, every best of 5 just kind of creates its own meta. And they're going to answer it with an Ashe. Also, another champion we haven't seen yet. And again, just as a reminder for those of you who might be used to Fearless, this is not Fearless. They can pick the exact same stuff. But one thing we do want to bring up is that this is going to be a side swap. So Syndicate is going to be on blue side. So that might be why the draft is kind of taking a bit of a different turn. Kolamonker is still going to be playing the Xin Zhao. Probably going to be playing that all 5 games, assuming it's not getting banned away. But yeah, the Renekton in the top side for Espada. So TMG this time could at least try to counter it. But Jarvan is still going to be picked up by Mist.
Yeah, I think it's a mistake from TMG to not go towards that. I don't really like. Maybe he's way more comfortable on the Jinja than he is the Jarvan. Silas getting picked up here from TMG. Their comp, I mean, look, it's got an identity in that, like, I know these two, Silas and Jinja, are going to perform well, but it doesn't really have an identity in where the draft is headed. I think Orianna is quite good into Silas. She has a ton of range and does more damage than Victor does with Grasp, right? I think if you want to go towards something like an Aurora with Jarvan, it's not terrible. You can still go that. And I'm not convinced by this early rotation Ashe. Okay, it's into the Varus. What is there into Varus? Well, not a whole lot. I mean, Ezreal's pretty decent. You could go Corki again, which is good into Jarvan. I'm not convinced, but I think Ashe is just an easy slam dunk target here. The Milio, I'm thinking if you're going Milio against like Renekton Jarvan, something's got to be said. But Cassante picked up once again by Edigen.
Yeah, so they are going to have that top lane matchup, and Cassante does do very well into Renekton once that early stages of the game do go through. And there's that Orianna you were talking about. Looks like they do agree with you on the side of Syndicate Catgirls. And there is a lot of range. I mean, it is a lot of poke, but Team Sussman, assuming they're able to land the chains, it could still be a one-shot onto the Orianna. Ooh. So got to be a little bit concerned there. But Maokai, and that it should be a support Maokai unless it's a support Jarvan, which is even more strange. I mean, I have seen it. and the Poppy going to be the support for True Minded Gaming. So very different draft coming out for game number 3.
I mean, I spoke about the Poppy a little bit in the last draft. I'm not too convinced that the Poppy value this game is really solid. I mean, Jarvan Orianna, great amount of range, no mobility. Maokai doesn't really care about Poppy at all because he's untargetable during his W. And, I mean, are you going to be interrupting Jarvan? It's a bit hard to. I mean, I think you can, but I'm not convinced that Poppy is the best answer to this. I think that what you needed was some kind of extra push. I mean, you know, you see the Maokai, go something like a double poke. You could go Ashe Karma, or even Ashe Braum. I mean, you could go Ashe Braum into the Maokai, Jarvan, Renekton. That's a great way of protecting the Ashe in this dive. But I think that both these team comps, once again, it's like level 6 and on, mid-game team fight. No scaling at all for both teams. I mean, Silas has a little bit, K'Sante a little bit, Orianna, yeah, pretty decent, Varus, pretty decent, but mostly it's like 20 minutes, 2-3 items, just send it on every dragon.
I mean, that's how these two teams have been playing anyway, so I kind of do like that that's what they're doing. Because, I mean, they're playing to their style, and both sides have a very similar style with everything said and done. They both want to just brawl in the mid game. They just want to constantly be fighting. They have different picks for that kind of style of play, but it is the same overall idea. But what's interesting to me here is this top lane matchup. I mean, that's one that I really want to talk about. Adojun on the K'Sante, and then Espada on the Renekton. Now, I believe Renekton does push in early, but after a while, it just can't do a thing to the K'Sante. So Adojun should just be able to get a lot of prio once they get to those mid to late game fights, and could just kind of win it out for them, potentially even in the side lane. So that is a little bit of a concern for me on the side of Syndicate Catgirls. Maybe if they're able to win hard enough early, but Orianna needs some time to get going. Kind of like you said with Victor, but a little less so on the Orianna. But also the ultimate late game is not there on the Orianna like it is for the Victor. You're not going to have those, you know, those clips where you have the Arcane Storm just taking off the entire screen, just one-shotting everyone. Yeah, but I mean, they do have the combo. They have the J4 Orianna, so if they're able to make it work, I think they could get a pretty solid game, but I think I do favor TMG's draft this time around.
I mean, one question I have for both teams is, A, what build are you going on Varus? Are you going a poke-orientated build for, you know, catering towards that poke-style team comp with Maokai, Varus, Orianna, making the dive a little bit harder but a lot safer? Or are you going on hit and sacking the poke a little bit and playing more for the brawly team fight? For TMG, my question is, what are you doing for this Ashe? I think that Ashe is one of the most interesting AD carries because of the ult, because of Chain of Crystal Arrow. You need to be hitting those, you need to be getting value, or the ult is just not useful, right? Are you going to be taking a base, resetting out, and ulting down mid constantly to try to find a pick onto Aquaphilus? Are you going to be ulting top? Are you going to be looking for the support, trying to find a catch onto Seeker with a gank from Koala? I think that these questions are things both teams need to play around. What build is Butters going, and how is Onset going to be playing around this Ashe? And I think that both team comps are going to make or break via how they perform. If Butters decides to go one and it doesn't work, his build, there's not real much Varus can do. If Ashe ults aren't hitting, you don't have a ton of damage from TMG, right? Like, K'Sante in ult when he's Wing, yes, sure. That does true damage, a lot of it, but You know, Koala Muncher, it's not the most damage out of a Jinja. Like, it is a damage, but Silas isn't a ton of damage, and Ashe isn't a ton of damage either, compared to Renekton, Orianna, Varus. I think that both of these team comps are quite volatile.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what we love to see, though, right? Because, I mean, that's what makes it an entertaining game, just seeing that volatility, seeing these two sides fight it out. But, okay, I'll give my opinion on the Varus here. I genuinely think that on hit might be better this time around. Because basically everyone on the side of TMG does go some kind of sustain in their build, aside from Ugnus and Adojun. But, I mean, they're the two tanks. That's not who you're focusing on as Poke Varus. They know you go lethality, not full armor pen, you know? But on hit, if you go kind of an on hit slash tank build, it's gonna, like you said, they lack damage. So you're going to be able to get so much more value. You're going to be able to get so much lifesteal. coming out from Blade of the Ruin King. And you're just going to be able to outlast them in the fights. And with the shield coming out of Aquafelis, they have a lot of crowd control as well. Seeker with the Bramble, smash the Twisted Advance, just keeping everyone off of Butters. I think if they're able to go on hit, and if they're able to get 2 or 3 items, it gets really one-sided for Syndicate. But at the same time, the explosive damage from True Minded Gaming is going to be such a threat at all times. So it's exactly what you said. Is TMG going to be able to win on the initial engage, or is Syndicate just going to be able to take them off afterwards? I mean, that's all there really is to say, but let's find out by heading into the game. Again, this is a best of 5. We're in game number 3, and the score is tied 1-1. So this is not match point for either team, but whoever wins this will be on match point. And a tier start coming out from Butters, so it is going to be the Poke Virus.
Yeah, with Comet as well. He has Cleanse for the Ash ult. So there is positives and negatives to this. So since it's been decided, I will talk about, how I feel about this build. I think that it has a much, much better lane. Like, into Ash, it is significantly better than the on-hit variety, because you're never in range for Poppy, you're never in range for Ash to hit you when you have a few levels in Q and E. It works better with Maokai and with Orianna, because both of those are poke-esque champions, right? Not Orianna. Damn, he's throwing that hammer around. Not only like exclusively poke champions, Orianna and Maokai, but it does turn into more of a poke-esque comp than before, than if you're going to go on hit. And it does allow you to basically insta-kill the Ashe if she's ever caught by CC. Aquafila's caught right now, hold on.
Yeah, I think Aquafilas was walking in trying to get that ward towards the Raptors, but will lose more than half the HP. And Koala Monk is actually going to walk in and start stealing away the blue buff from Mist. Now, there's a good chance that this is going to get predicted by Mist, so this might just end up turning into vertical jungle clears. And Mist did get the first start, so should have a little bit more pace in that jungle clear. But pretty good start for TMG. Definitely going to give them a couple early advantages.
Yeah, I mean, Aquafila's forced to use both pots already. Koala Monka not actually opting to completely, vertical jungle. He's going to go straight back, but doesn't find the look here. Aquafila's already had 2 hard lanes, and now he's down both his pots here against the Silas, who, I mean, we've seen Team Sussman on this Silas before. Know what he can do, but we'll go back to talking about this virus. The negatives to the virus are, enemy team is quite tanky, right? Cassante, Silas is going to build a bit of health, does have D-Shield this time, plus Poppy.
Oh, but Team Sussman actually getting taken down, and one more auto, not going to be enough. The Clockwork windup wasn't good enough damage, but the Wave State is really good for Aquafilas right now, and Team Sussman will burn through the potions, will still be alive, but I guess Aquafilas is just able to bring it right back after that disadvantage.
This is actually a big win for Syndicate Catgirls here because of Koala Monka not fully vertically jungling, right?
Oh, but the TP, that's going to be coming out of Team Sussman. That's going to scare them off of the blue. Koala Monka going to be on the way as well. There's not going to be any fight, but it's just going to be the stolen Gromp for Mist. So at the end of the day, it's kind of an even trade, just a very strange jungle clear from both these two teams.
I mean, yeah, you lose blue, but Mist is going to be up on CS just in general. Obviously, going to have some mana issues, so can't stay out too long. The biggest part of this virus that's an issue in my mind is that Crescent Guard completely destroys virus, like poke virus. If he's ever caught, you can never kill him unless you're in melee range with W, which is, I mean, maybe something to do, but that's kind of pointless. Like, you're playing poke virus in melee range, So I think that if Koala Monka's ever caught, he's never going down. Cassante's never going down. Silas, depending on where Butters is in items, might go down. But Ashe is the only target this game for all catches, for all fights.
Yeah, and that's where they're going. Bramble Smash is going to get used. Onset forced to use both summoners, but they are looking to trade back on a Seeker. Seeker already burned the flash as well, but Onset not going to have the speed to burn this down, as now Mist is looking towards the mid lane. Will get pinged out, so Mist is on vision. They fully see this Jarvan, as now Koala Monka is in the area, going to hit the chains, and not going to be buffered with that 3-town strike. Mist will be able to back away, but loses half the HP in the process.
Yeah, a bit of a risky look there. If you're Chain C Seed, you aren't getting out tons of damage being done onto Mist there already. You see the CS advantage I was talking about a little bit for Mist, so this
Oh,
is
but
going to
another
mean...
twisted
Oh,
advance. But Seeker getting slowed, and that's what the Ashe is good at, bud. Butters looking for onset instead. Hognus and Seeker both super low. Seeker just trying to buy some space. Another Bramble Smash. And Butters should just be able to get this kill. Just autoing one more is needed. And with the Scorch, we'll get the first blood on the side of Syndicate Catgirls.
that was a bit of a goofy looking end to that kill. Butters decided he's just going to stop, you know, like attack moving and just stand still. But a beautiful first blood. Looked like it might have been Ugnis finding first blood onto Seekers. This is a dive here.
Yeah, they could look for it, but Onset in a good spot. Seeker will trade his life for Onset. And that's probably worth it because that's going to be a pretty big wave just missed by Onset. As now Enerjun could look all out, going to get used, but Espada has Enerjun underneath the turret, could try and turn this around. And Enerjun takes 4 shots and will go down. As in the bot lane, Koala Monger takes down Butters. And once again, there's just action across the entire map.
I mean, Energen had flash, right? He doesn't need to sit there and tank that many tower shots under tower. A complete misstep in the top lane for TMG, but in bot side, a misstep from Butters has flash and cleanse available. Maybe he was worried about the wave state. The wave state was bad enough for him that he needed to stay one more and push it in. You know, otherwise, it was going to get frozen, but instead, he doesn't pick up the wave. He's not able to get it. Koala Monka rotates down, gets a kill for himself. I mean, it's still a lead for Syndicate Catgirls, and Butters was the one who was able to get that first blood earlier, so it will still favor Syndicate Catgirls completely. But I feel like in a situation, if you play it slightly better, Butters has both the kills. Seeker doesn't KS that dive. He gets out, has 2 kills, resets. Top lane dive goes bad for Energy like it did happen. And you're up 3-1 with double kill happening on your AD carry instead. 1 kill back onto Onset. Butters takes a death. Koala Monka has a kill. It's still very close for these teams.
I mean, the close is definitely the choice. As now Team Sunray is going to go underneath the turret. Does have the ball now. And it's a very fun interaction for anyone who doesn't know. Silas can cast Command Shockwave, but Aquafelis decides where the ball is. So it's wherever the true ball is, that's where the Command Shockwave gets cast from. So when that gets stolen away, Aquafelis has to make sure that the ball is away from himself. But in the meanwhile, they're just going to be able to take down Dragon on the side of TMG. Attempted steal there from Butters with the piercing arrow, but not going to be able to land it in time. As now Espada going to pop the Dominus, looking for Adojun. Mist is in the area as well. All out, going to get used from Adojun. Flash from Espada. But Adojun will just be able to dash away. I don't think Adojun's in any threat from Mist, but does have to back out as Espada going back in, actually. And now with a Cataclysm, Flash going to get used from Adojun, but Flash from Espada as well. So kind of a trade of summoners, but it is 2 against 1 in the top side, as Adojun's able to survive and even make a play off of it.
Koala Monka's pathed up to the top side, but it's spotted on a ward. Espada's able to walk away and Mist going back to clearing. These grubs available again. This would be 3 games in a row. The Koala Monka on the Jinja has taken them basically for free, and it looks like that is going to be the story for this set so far. TMG with the first Drake, with 3 grubs to themselves, unless Mist can answer with something, but Energen is playing guard dog really effectively. Ugnis is rotated up. Seeker's trying to walk in, but Aquafelis can't with the lack of vision. That's 3 grubs over to TMG.
Yeah, this time they did look like they wanted to contest a little bit. Seeker did walk forward, but Espada not having that TP after that play just won't be able to join in. So it would be 4-on-3 in favor of TMG in that fight. So at least they didn't take the uneven numbers, with Adojun having that honey fruit as well, just kind of being able to heal back up. But again, like you said, Grub's going to be going over to TMG. They've definitely been able to make use of it in game number 2. If they start winning on the silence, they could really start shredding these turrets. So really going to depend who's able to get more value out of it.
Yeah, I mean, Silas, again, great at pushing these turrets. If Adojun has Demolish, obviously that's a big deal. And Ash, now that you can stack Q on tower, pretty decent at pushing towers as well. mean, Team Sussman continuing to remain
Oh,
aggressive.
Shockwave is going to land on Team
Shockwave.
Sussman, but in the meanwhile, Enchanted Crystal Arrow with the Nature's Grasp at the exact same time. Seeker going to be looking over to the back and will just get knocked away. Keeper's Verdict. Now Seeker is alone, getting run down by the Ashe, and Onset going to be able to get that kill. And that's what you pick Poppy for.
2 kills now onto this Ashe. A beautiful Keeper's Verdict. Finds the kill onto Seeker off of the space and time bought from that ultimate. I mean,
He's talking it's not done yet.
It's a bigger issue with the poke virus, right? Is that not only is it very easy to cancel Q with Poppy with just the E, but all of Varus's damage is needed to be done right then and there, right? He uses Chains of Corruptions, then that piercing arrow doesn't get used because Keeper's Verdict cancels it, and then he's completely gone. Seeker is out of position monumentally. I mean, maybe there's a
June
situation.
starting to get run down. All Out is going to get thrown out as well. Same with the Pathmaker. Espada doesn't have Flash, will need another Slice and Dice, but the footwork is going to be lower cooldown, so June just going to be able to back it up.
I felt like a little bit of a my champion was created after your champion, so I get to dash 4 times and you only get to dash once. But yeah, I feel like maybe if you're Butters and you're feeling really spicy, you can try to Flash Keeper's Verdict and try to go for the kill, but then you're down Flash for this next dragon coming up in 1.5 minutes right now. It is only second dragon, so Syndicate Catgirls can choose to give it, but Butters does now have ult, both summoners, and his first item completed. Onset no cleanse, and a mobile 80 carry. That means a bit of issues. Aquaphilus has flash, Team Sussman does not. So a lack of summoner spells for TMG, some important ones. And Syndicate Catgirls have all they need available. All flashes available, no Ignite and Seeker, but all these combat summoners are available and ready to go for the dragon in only 45 seconds. There's a lot of bases are getting channeled right now for Syndicate Catgirls, all going to come out together, hopefully come out strong.
Yeah, that's a lot of items coming through. I mean, Black Cleaver does get finished off by Espada. Probably not going to be part of that dragon fight. And full completed item for Mist, the Archangels for Aquaphilus, Yomu's Ghostblade for Butters. They're ready to fight right now. And with the Enchanted Crystalero going to get cleansed immediately by Butters. And normally you would take that trade, but Dragon's up in 20 seconds. And I think Enchanted Crystalero is more important than the cleanse for this. But Ugnis might be looking towards Butters instead. But not going to be able to find the angle quite yet. Very bad wave for Butters here. Yeah. As TMG are just going to be able to zone this Varus off the wave entirely.
We had to use Ghostblade there as well. That'll come back up pretty quickly, but Butters playing on the edge of getting engaged on and being able to collect this wave now. We'll finally be able to collect it. And then no TPs up here for the top lane. So this is just going to be a brawl in top while it's a 4v4 around this dragon, started up by Mist.
Yeah, and Nature's Grasp is available, gonna get used now. Seeker looking for the backline. They're gonna use the Flash Cataclysm. But again, the Crescent Guard is there, and now Shockwave does land on it too. Now this could be the play. Onside gonna be the first to go down. Mist still alive for now, still surviving, will be able to back away. Ugnis gonna be going down next. Team Sussman trying to run away, but there's 4 members chasing you. Double kill for Mist. It's a 3-0 for Syndicate, and their reward is the dragon.
A beautiful team fight from Syndicate Catgirls there. I was worried about the Crescent Guard, that it was going to buy just too much time. Nature's Grasp is used here quite aggressively, quite early in this fight. It catches multiple members. So we see here, Seeker walks up, presses Nature's Grasp forward, but it catches Koala Monka, who instantly Crescent Guards. I think the fight, surely here, it looks bad. Instantly, Shockwave finds 2, Koala Monka and Onset. Onset absolutely one-shot by that. And like I said before, the damage is just gone when this Ashe is dead. The Silas doesn't have anything valuable in this team fight right now. Was out of position, Onset's taken down, and Syndicate Catgirls just have so much burst potential that the fight is just over as soon as Onset falls.
Yeah, and with that, they do have almost a 3k gold lead as now Seeker just walking into Onset and Ugnis now Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Seeker actually starting to get close. Team Sussman coming in from behind. Koala Monker is in the area as well. And with the Rocket Belt, not going to be able to find it. Butters able to back away as well. So Seeker is going to be the first to go down. Command Shockwave able to find its way under Team Sussman. And now they've stolen Chain of Corruption onto Mist. Mist starting to get taken out quite low. And with the Crescent Guard, Koala Monker is going to be fine. So it's a 2-0 in favor of TMG. But do they have the health bars to keep going? And with the command dissonance, the wave gets clear. So they are going to have to settle for just the 2-0.
Seeker buys a lot of time there. Pass down towards the bot side. We'll see here. Caught by the R shot. He's very squishy right now on this Maokai. So uses the W onto Ognis to try to get away. Flashes down. And he buys a ton of time here, but the TP in from Arcofelis isn't enough. The Shockwave isn't enough. You see here, Shockwave only hits from the Team Sussman. Chains of Corruption completely misses Onset. And the stolen Chains of Corruption from Team Sussman hits on the miss, who is a Jarvan, right? Crescent Guard is popped by Koala Monka. He can't get traded away. If it wasn't a Jinja, it would have been traded back. It would have been completely fine. If it wasn't a Silas who got caught by that Shockwave, he would have been traded back. But with Prots, with the health from D-Shield, from Rocket Belt there, he's just too tanky. They just can't get it. And the Chains of Corruption missing from Butters it's just heartbreaking for him. If he was able to catch Ashe, maybe that was a turnaround there, but I think Onset had Cleanse up at that point. Does now have it, obviously. Herald getting started up from SCAT.
Yeah, but Team Sussman is in the area. Nature's Grasp going to get stolen away, used immediately. I saw there's two Nature's Grasp just kind of flying in together. Mist is going to be the target. They did get the Rift Herald onto this Jarvan, but now with the DeFi Keeper's Verdict, not going to hit onto anyone. Ignis is going to be going down. Mist is already down, and Onset just free hitting onto Espada, but Espada is quite strong. Doesn't have Dominus, though. It's on cooldown, so it's going to be a shutdown going the way of Team Sussman. Koala Moniker could still look for another play, but they're too far out. So it is going to be a 2-for-1, but Syndicate will take the Herald. So pretty even trade, everything said and done.
Yeah, the slow from Arcofelis' Dissonance.
Oh, as they say that, Seeker going to be getting hit by the Bramble Smash. Will knock back Team Sussman, and the Ashe is trying to run down the Silas. But now Koala Moniker on a rampage, going to be able to get the kill. And Kingslayer not going to be able to come out in time as Adojin able to take down Butters. And over on the top side, Koala Moniker is still chasing on Aquafelis. Double kill to the Koala Moniker. And now it's another 3-for-1 and the top lane turret. And TMG, they're really starting to come out on top of every single fight this game.
I think that Syndicate Catgirl is desperate for what feels like no reason to me. I agree with you. The team fight is pretty even. You know, you lose a few, you get the Herald, you force Onset to, basically take a lot of time. You force Flash out of Team Sussman, but then you take the fight again. Koala Monka. How many jungle bans have there been this set? Koala Monka 5-0-1 on Jinja. It just doesn't feel worth it to me to be banning all these away. And now here in a game, Koala Monka's 5-0 on Jinja, has 2 items completed. It's a great build for the Jinja. Sun Sky buys so much time on a champion that already buys a ton of time with Crescent Guard. Black Cleaver for Ashe is great into the, low armor from SCAT already. Ashe doesn't really need to go any pen anymore. If you're just hitting the same target that Jinzhao is, it's great. I mean, on the other side, sure, you've got Black Cleaver from Espada, a lot of pen from Jarvan in general already onto the Cassante. I think that SCAT, they need to slow the game down. They need to calm down. You've got no flash on both of your carries right now. Dragon in 20 seconds. Onset has both summoner spells. I feel like you just give this. Instead, we're popping Herald in mid. 15 seconds away, we're looking for a fight.
Yeah, they are going to be able to get this mid prio first, but I'm not sure if they're even going to be able to get this Herald to land. There's a Koala Monker and Onset. They're just trying to DPS down this Herald as fast as possible. It is going to be able to get its charge at half HP. Not going to be able to get the turret. But first move in the mid lane is going to be there for Syndicates. They do have the line. They do have the inner path here. But the question is, can they even start the dragon? Team Sussman has a pretty good angle in the bush as well. So this could start getting scary. Nature's Grasp is available right now from Seeker. So they could pull the trigger basically whenever. Mid prio, again, just going to be won over by Syndicate. But neither side wants to start the dragon. Neither side wants to start the fight yet. No ward in that line brush either. As now they're going to be able to get the control ward. And now they could start looking to move forward. But now Enchanted Crystal Arrow going to land onto Butters. Immediately cleanse away. Cataclysm in the back line going to get flashed away. Keeper's Verdict trying to separate the fight. Only going to remove Seeker. As now Team Sussman steals away the Shockwave. And the double Shockwave over top. Aquafelis is going to be the first one to go down. And now Seeker going to be the second one to follow. And the HP bars heavily favoring TMG. Espada going to get poked down a little bit by the Chain Lash. but they're not going to be able to commit anymore. It's going to be the 2-for-0, and TMG should be able to secure themselves the dragon.
I mean, with Maokai on your team, you have such great vision contest.
Oh, Team Sussman gonna be going into Butters, and Butters will get taken down. Correction, it is a 3-for-1 in favor of TMG.
I mean, it's just this Silas, isn't it? The Silas and the Jinzhao. I mean, all these bands that are the same for Syndicate Catgirls, and the Silas and the Jinzhao continue to be unanswerable, unchecked, unguardable. Team Sussman continues to have an amazing set. Every lane has been strong, nearly a solo kill at the beginning of this game, but the scoreline isn't the same as it has been. Alakhan getting started up. Koala Monka has been outstanding this entire set. I mean, the first game, 0-5. The comp just wasn't suited for TMG. This game and last game, he has just been completely unchained, unleashed.
Stolen Nature's Grasp is going to get used. They could look towards Mist as Ugna's going to throw Mist into the backline already down to half HP. But Enchanted Crystal are going to miss. Shockwave on a 2, Cataclysm afterwards. Now Flagging Drag as well. And Team Sussman will get shut down. Butters has enough damage. And the Chain of Corruption spreads to Ugna. So it's going to be a 2-for-0. Very good pickoff coming out of Syndicate.
All you had to do from TMG was just clear the wave and not look for a fight. Instead, they're going to
look for more. Koala Moniker going to jump into the backline, able to take down Butters. And now the HP bar is favoring TMG. They're able to get 3. Seeker going to follow as well. And 2v4, we like those zones on true-minded gaming.
Onset, the damage from his team, and he's found once. I spoke about how bad it looks to the team fight from TMG when Onset is dead, but he hasn't been answered at all.
Espada.
Espada, what are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, Dominus is going to get popped looking for Onset, but the cleanse is going to be there. But Onset actually going to get shut down. Koala Moniker going to flash over top, going to match Espada. So Espada will get traded back as well. Or not yet, but Koala Moniker, I believe, should be able to just secure this. And with one more auto, will get it with a 3-talent strike. And the brawling just continues. 30 kills in 22 minutes. And there's nothing to fight over.
When we have a look back at this fight, Team Sussman caught out a huge shutdown. The arrow unfortunately misses, but the overstep. You're out right here if you want to be out. You do not have to go for this tower. Instead, everyone walks forward. Koala Monka finds onto Butters. The Crescent Guard is huge. Aquaphilus is caught by Onset. The slow is too much. There is no CC onto Onset. There's no damage. A double kill taken here for both members. The 2v4 take him. And Espada TP's in aggressively. It's not too aggressive though. He gets the 748 gold shutdown onto Onset. Flashes the wall. Matched by Koala Monkey here. And Espada buys enough. He buys a lot of time here. But unfortunately he's taken down too. I said in draft this was gonna be a bloody game. And Toki, it has been anything but clean from both these teams. Completely broken, bloody, bruised for every member except for Koala Monka, who has remained deathless this entire game.
I mean, Koala Monker's definitely been playing insanely well. And you did bring up the point of Xin Zhao's been going through the draft every single game so far. They've been batting away other junglers. So, and you said maybe they should try to think about Xin Zhao. But let's frame it a different way. What is so scary that they're willing to play into the Xin Zhao instead? You know?
Right.
Maybe Koala Monk is just an even bigger beast on those other picks. I believe it was the Lilia banned away from him. I think they banned the Trundle as well. So, I mean, it's scary.
Yeah, it's a really scary look for sure. I would be really happy for SCAT to try to take away the Jinja. I want to see if you've dedicated this many bans to jungle, you take first pick, you take the Jinja, what does Koala Monka play? I think there's a ton that you can play with Jinja. Azir, recently buffed, great champion to play with Jinja. I think Ari, really good with Jinja. Syndra, pretty decent with Jinja. There's a ton of these mages that I feel like Aqua Cat can play with this Jinja. Miss looking up.
Not gonna go for it yet.
Dragon in 40 seconds, 30 seconds now. A lot of this prior around river, these river bushes, mid lane, getting generated from Syndicate Cat Girls now. They have a great position. Team Sussman, however, has a pretty good angle to rotate in if need be. Remember, Maokai, great at contesting vision with those saplings. They're all
Oh,
in
China
this
Crystal Arrow gonna go
library.
wide.
Oh, it's missed. That's a huge cooldown be used right now. No cleanse on onset and summoners for both the carries of SCAT.
Yeah, but now they're gonna start poking. They're gonna start fighting for posture here over in this line brush. But now Nature's God's gonna go over top. And now the Cataclysm with the Shockwave only gonna land onto the support. As now Butter's looking for Dogness, not gonna be able to finish it off. And now in the meanwhile, Anogen gonna be going immediately in. Stolen Nature's God's going the other way. Seeker gonna be the first to go down. As now missed in the middle of everyone. Double kill going over to Onset. Koala Monker just gonna zone out Espada. It's a 2-for-0, and they're not gonna bother with the dragon. They're gonna head straight for the Baron.
I was concerned that Keeper's verdict was negative for TMG because Mist was caught in his ult, no flash. We have a look back here at this team fight. I don't love the early send. I feel like we need to start as back at live. Renekton is getting taken down. Espada will die here, but have a look at this. So Onset flashes the combo as he's gone in, pulls away, and then the team fight is just bad. Like, you have a poke comp with Poke Virus, Maokai, Orianna. You don't need to be full sending this team fight as much as you are. Baron has started up and taken while we're in this replay. Espada tries to find a reset, sorry, and just can't find it. The Poppy value is too much. Butters does what he can, but mid tower is taken down. He's actually
taken down too.
Wow. Wow. I mean, Syndicate Cat Girls, I feel like their team comp in game 1 was very scrappy and team fighting, and it looked really good. In game 2, it was there, but you didn't really have an answer for the Silas, for the Renekton. This game you do. The problem is, you aren't really playing your team comp the way that it needs to be played. Onset is forever safe on this Ashe somehow, right? There's not a ton of peel. You're not playing a Tahm Kench or Thresh. I mean, Poppy does disallow some of the engage, sure, but always has something available, always has a cleanse or a flash, and still deathless is Koala Monk on this Xin Zhao. I have to consider, is this Xin Zhao worth letting through?
Oh, Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto Espada will be forced to flash away. Dominant's actually going to get popped, and Espada could look to turn around, but now Dogness going to smash them into the wall. Look at that DPS over top. Dogness will flash away, will survive from the Shockwave. And now Aquafelix has nothing in the meanwhile, as Onset still getting dove, still fighting Cataclysm over top. Onset still alive, still autoing, and the peel from Dogness. 4-0 for TMG, and this might just be the game for True Minded Gaming as they take us to match point.
Onset just can't die in these late fights. Seeker's caught by the knockup.
Yeah, we'll just get taken down as well. Full ace coming out for True Minded Gaming, and they looked weak in game number 1, but game number 2 and game number 3, everything is True Minded Gaming as they take us to match point. 2-1 for True Minded Gaming.
I mean, Toki, we were talking in the break about, it's so obvious how you can see Syndicate Cat Girls are up, you know, they're 6-1. It's really clear to see how great their team fights are. And TMG, they're just not quite there. But no, they come out with a completely different look. This Xin Zhao and this Silas, this is what normal draft games are great for. If this was a fearless draft, you would play Xin Zhao Silas one game, you would win, and they would be banned the rest of the set. Instead, they have been completely series defining for this team. Everything has been pivoted around this Silas, around this Xin Zhao, and now Syndicate Cat Girls, you win a very dominant game 1. You're up against match point right now, against double match point, in fact, and you still haven't been able to come up with an answer for this jungle and this mid laner. What is your option? You don't have very long to figure it out in draft, and you've got, 30 or so minutes to figure it out in this next game.
Yeah, and I mean, you were talking about that Xin Zhao. In Fearless, we wouldn't be able to see this. And more importantly, we saw Koala Monk play Xin Zhao in game number 1. It did not look good. It did not go well at all. And then immediately after that, they were able to take the win for themselves, and the Xin Zhao just absolutely exploded. But with that, we are going to go to another break, and when we come back, we're going to be heading straight into Game 4, match point for TMG. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back again soon. Hello, everyone, and we are back with match point for True Minded Gaming, 2-1 against Syndicate Catgirls. But yeah, it's game 4. This is match point, and Jay Betta, what do you think Syndicate Catgirls need to do to take us to a game number 5?
I think take blue side. If you can play Jin Zhao, just take it. Ban the Silas. We're already into draft. I think that's all you can do. I think you've shown no answer so far for the Jin Zhao and the Silas. If you've got something up your sleeve, sure, go towards it. I'm fully happy for you to do that. But I think you just need to either ban them or take them away. If you are correct, like you said, you're convinced that this Pantheon, the other bans in the jungle, whether it's the Trundle, whether it's the Jarvan again, you're not convinced by the Volibear. If you can't take them down, just ban them, take away the Jin Zhao. I don't think it's had an answer so far. I think that game 1, the answer was your 11-0 and 11 Tristana. You can't be playing off of that. Butters has played really well this whole set, but I really think that you just have to take it away. There it is.
There it is. The Jin Zhao is going to be banned away by Syndicate Catgirls, so this is going to be the second champion that Koala Monker plays guaranteed, because it's been 3 games of Jin Zhao so far. And I mean, that's game 1, obviously they managed to shut it down, but I think they just won through all 3 lanes, just had such a strong lead, especially for Butters in the bot lane, that Koala Monker just wasn't really relevant in the game. But the Jarvan was left open, so Mist going to be able to play that as well. So going to be interesting to see what the answer is for True Minded Gaming, because that's a lot of junglers removed off the pool, going down to the 8th jungler right now available for Koala Monker.
So the answer from TMG, pardon me, into the Jarvan is the Poppy. That's what we saw last game. Last game it was support. I'm still thinking that Poppy can go towards the jungle if you want to go that. The Cassante, again, something that they've gone to time and time again in this set. This is again, this is the this will be the 3rd game, sorry, that Edigen has played the Cassante. Only one separate thing.
Oh, the Fiora.
This is a good matchup, or can be, but it's hard. It's really hard.
It's Espada's most played champion.
Oh, God. I mean, I've seen... it might have actually been Espada. I hope it wasn't. But this matchup, where Fiora plays against Cassante, and Cassante just back-to-back solo kills the Fiora, taking away the Sivir. So SCAT, they don't want to give Onset this Sivir again.
The
it's gonna be
Jace
in the mid lane. Ooh, okay. I'm interested. Could be a Ziggs locked in here for TMG. So maybe a Snarkway ban for SCAT. Great into the Sivir, right? Matches the wave clear, has tons more range. You need a bit of AP. Or you're going to have to go towards something AP in the jungle. Lily's been banned away. What else do you have in the pool? There's the Ziggs.
Well, the Ziggs is gone.
So I think unless you're going to go towards another AP, like an AP carry in the bot lane, maybe like, I don't know, Karthus, you're not going to go that. But
Seraphine's
something
available.
like that, you could go Seraphine. You need a bit more damage, I think, with maybe this jungler, a carry jungler, a Kha'Zix into the Jarvan, something like a Graves maybe, the Alistair taken away again. What's TMG's option here?
Yeah, I mean, this draft is definitely looking very difficult for TMG. I think the Ziggs ban especially really messed up what they want to do, and they're going to go with the Kai'Sa. So a little bit of mixed damage there. It is technically an AD carry, but that Void Seeker does deal so much damage if you do go the AP build, and you could just go through with it, the Acathian Rain. I think even if you build AP, still does physical damage, so might not help too much, but at the same time, we're talking about this, but everyone on Syndicate is pretty squishy. There's no one there that really wants to build full tank anyway. So if there is a game where you can kind of get away with going very heavy AD, I think this could be it.
I mean, Sivir with the on-hit build and her passive still does a lot of AP damage as well, regardless. Like, if you're going something like the Rage Blade, does a ton.
Wukong.
The Wukong, great into the short range of the Sivir. Now, Syndra does have a pretty good time at pushing away the Wukong. Braum Sivir against Kai'Sa Poppy is a domination lane early game for the Braum Sivir. You push in for free with Sivir. You can never fight as a TMG's bot lane because Braum passive will always stop Poppy. Level 6 though onwards. This is where Keeper's Verdict is going to be an issue like it was last game. You have Spell Shield on Sivir, so something a little bit of a different look. If you're able to avoid that, it looks great. Now the team comp from TMG, it's here and there for me. I think there's a ton of setup for Kai'Sa, Cassante, Wukong, Poppy. It's a decent enough short range comp with Jarvan, with Fiora, but you've got a Jace, right? Doesn't really enable the Kai'Sa a ton, and you're against a Sivir, where Sivir can completely disengage all of Kai'Sa's, if she engages, she can hurt Wukong, she can hurt the Cassante. If Kai'Sa goes in and Cataclysm is saved by Mist, that's obviously landing onto Onset. I think that this is a Hail Mary draft from Syndicate Catgirls, and for TMG, it feels like they're continuing poking and prodding and seeing what they can get away with in this set. We've gone something different with Koala Monka. We've gone something very different from Team Sussman, and a different look in a bot lane. It's still like scaling, but it's a very close range. If TMG lose this game, in my opinion, they go, okay, that's fine. We can go back towards the Sylas. We take blue side. We force a Xin Zhao ban again. Maybe we take Jarvan. But for Syndicate Catgirls, their back's against the wall, and this is all they've got.
Yeah, but I mean, the all-in from True Minded Gaming is going to be very strong because every single champion can join in. It's not like a lot of the time you see an all-in with 4 and then you have like a Varus poking over top. No, the Kai'Sa is going right in. The support, it's a Poppy. She's going right in. Mid laner, Jace is going to poke and then head right in with a hammer, you know? Yeah. I mean, if they're able to find the right angle, I think they could really take advantage of these fights, just blow them up. But either way, we are heading into the map. It is game 4 of this best of 5. And True Minded Gaming, they're looking for the series win. They're looking to head straight into the semifinals. But we'll see if Syndicate Catgirls are going to be able to prevent it.
Summoner's check here, Rune's check. We've got the Electrocute on this Jace, Comet on the Syndra. Both barrier for, pardon me, Butters and Onset. Spellbook again for Ugnis, playing the Poppy once again. And this Keeper's Verdict, how is it going to do? Something that's actually quite interesting is that both Butters and Espada can immune that with spell shields or the riposte, right? I'm really worried about this Fiora, though. I think this Fiora is the point where it's going to make or break how Syndicate Catgirls go. You said Espada, most played champ on this Fiora. If this Fiora is unanswerable in a side lane, dominating Cassante, dominating the Jace, pushing in towers, taking a tier 1, they get 3 grubs, taking a tier 2. In team fights, it's just insta-killing the Kai'Sa or just pushing and ending the game. Syndicate Catgirls have a great answer to what TMG have, and we're going to game 5. But if Fiora isn't able to really get online, isn't able to answer anything TMG can do, this game is so difficult for Espada. Espada has been my main critique for Syndicate Catgirls in this set. I mean, game 1, the Jax looked good, didn't really do a whole lot, didn't need to. Game 2, Gragas, right, had a really good top tower defense, found a double kill, didn't really do anything after that. I think that Espada needs to be the driving force for this team comp on the Fiora. And it doesn't need to be if he doesn't pick the Fiora, but because he has. I mean, if this Fiora's behind, it's genuinely a 4v5. It's not something like if you were to go an Ornn, where, okay, you get eaten a bit by Kai'Sa, but late game, you're giving items over to Sivir, you're giving items over to Syndra, and you're still an Ornn, right? You've still got a massive ult. You're not a SYN. SYN, one of the strongest top laners right now, strongest blind top laners. You need gold. You need to be winning your lane. And Espada's got a lot on his shoulders.
Yeah, but now one thing that we could give over towards Espada is Fiora was recently buffed. That Grand Challenge, now a guaranteed 5-second heal if you get the kill, assuming it's still active. So that could definitely make the Fiora a lot stronger in these team fights, maybe in 2-on-1 scenarios on the top side, just kind of enable Espada to continue pressuring. But it's a win harder kind of ability right now. So it will let Espada potentially just continue grouping forward as getting some pretty good trades right now in the top lane, to be fair, but K'Sante definitely a bit weaker in the early game as Team Sussman is going to be trading pretty heavily with Aquafields underneath the turret, so Aquafields ends up getting the winning end of that trade. But so far, no jungle ganks yet, and we're still first bloodless in 3.5 minutes. But as we know, both these teams, once the mid games are done, once the full clear is done, that's when they both really start exploding.
I mean, Jarvan is one of those junglers that's very reliant on level 6. Needs Cataclysm. It's great this game into both Jace and Kai'Sa. Last game wasn't as strong. You know, the Ashe was pretty safe. Couldn't land on top of the Sylas very effectively. Didn't really do a whole lot. This game, it has a ton of targets. The Jace, the Kai'Sa, even the Poppy. You can land on top of the Poppy and try to take her down. I still think that the K'Sante might be a little bit of an issue through it early, but, you know, when Sivir has enough space, has a bunch of items, throwing those pizzas, Fiora, if it's able to answer, can really do work against this K'Sante in a side lane. But I think you're right. I think that this mid game is how these two teams like to play their games. As in top lane, a bit of a jungle skirmish here, but neither jungler really wanting to continue that out. But this mid game for basically everybody, right? Braum, great early, great level 6. Sivir, pretty decent level 6. Obviously pushing in Kai'Sa early game. Syndra, happy to scale, happy to take that time to get those stacks and upgrade those abilities, get those items online. Jarvan, level 6. Jace, not particularly fond of like level 6. He doesn't really need it. Happy to take these aggressive
huge
trades.
trade in the middle. Actually, Aquafields, one more auto will get the first blood. Team Sussman gonna be able to kind of make something out of nothing in the mid lane. Will survive, will get the wave shoved under tower as well. And again, this mid lane domination from TMG just continues in this 4th game.
I'm interested to know if Aquafields doesn't flash away, saves flash, and decides to trade an auto back. Team Sussman still gets first blood, but does Aquafields trade back a kill and save flash? Because now you didn't get anything off of that on your own. You basically lost the full wave to yourself. Team Sussman got a reset, already had used TP, right? So gets to walk back to wave to free, up a ton of CS now. Up in top of Espada, maybe looking for a solo kill, but Dragon has just spawned with the prior generated from Syndicate Catgirls. I imagine that this is just a free Drake being taken.
Yeah, I mean, the HP right now on Onset and on Ugnis, it's just impossible for them to approach this. And the first Dragon of the game doesn't matter too much. So they should be overall pretty happy for this. But interesting move right now. Edojun is TPing down to the bot lane, and they're going to do a lane swap. And I think it's probably because both of these lanes are kind of really struggling at the moment. Espada's winning out pretty hard into Edojun. We already saw Butters and Seeker just continuously shoving the wave in, poking down Onset and Ugnis, kind of by accident with the Ricochet and the Boomerang Blade. So I think it's a pretty smart call coming out from Syndicate from TMG to get that swap.
See, the best thing here would be base and swap again. This would be genius from both these teams, which I think is what's going to happen. Take this next wave if you need to, take a base, because the TP, it's too telegraphed, right? You've taken a TP, Syndicate Catgirls know this is going to happen because they've seen the TP from K'Sante, and that is what's going to happen. They're going to take another base and instantly trade, consistently mismatch these lanes. Now, the negative to this is you are losing grubs. You are saying, okay, we have to sack this Drake because of how hard our lanes are. We have to sack this Grubs because of how hard our lanes are. I'm really
it's
not
gonna get
convinced
matched,
by
and
this.
Seeker gonna get
no.
hit, and Butters actually finishes the recall all out. Gonna get used. Seeker does have flash and will be able to flash over the wall, but now TP in the backline. Espada is there. They could look for more. Flag and Drake, and Cataclysm finds its way on it too. Do they have the damage? Because right now it is gonna be a slow 2v3. Koala Monster trying to get away. A grand challenge has been procced, but Koala Monster not going to go down. So no one goes down in that 2v3, but pretty big trades. Is now Aqua Fearless. Auto attacks canceled by Team Sussman, so not going to be able to get that final damage that's needed. But with Dogness in the backline, has Flash, has the heroic charge as well, but Aqua Fearless is going to be ready for it. Ignis just going to take a little bit of damage from the turret, but that's a plate going over to Team Sussman.
Another swap from TMG as well. They've swapped 3 times back to back, and Onset has lost a lot of CS here. I understand the reasoning from Syndicate Catgirls and TMG why they want to continue to swap. Espada really doesn't want the 2v1. Espada really wants the matchup into Cassante. And obviously, Onset and Ugnis really don't want the matchup against the Siva and the Braum at level 6. They get ran down completely. I mean, I think if you time it correctly, obviously the spell shield will hold on.
They are going to be looking for the top side. Ugnis is here. But Espada just going to be able to dash away, and with the party takes a lot of damage though. So this should allow TMG to get right back onto the grabs. They already took one. Could look for the next 2 as well. And this map is just in a completely strange state as everyone's just kind of going wherever they please. Mist is in the bot lane, enemy jungle. They have support jungle AD carrying the top lane, but Team Sussman going to be getting jumped upon by Seeker and Aqua Fearless. They will be able to proc those concussive blows. But do they have the damage for the kill? And right now, it doesn't seem like they do. Ignis is in the area as well. But it's just going to be a heavy trade. No one going down. No summoners going to get used.
Yeah, I think if I'm Seeker, you really... Oh, sorry. If I'm a Syndicate Catgirls, I want Seeker in the bot lane. Because if you're not mismatching these lanes, which they've decided, Syndicate Catgirls are saying, okay, we're just going to have to take this. We can't continue to lane swap. Onset is getting a lead. However, Butters is not pushing the lead effectively enough because Seeker's in mid.
But Team Sussman not going to get stunned up.
But they just can't land onto him. He's too safe under the tower. Espada is not farming. Like, very difficult for Espada to farm in this matchup against Kai'Sa Poppy, right? Espada can never walk forward, always crippled. The range is there for Onset. But in bot lane, Butters is not able to 1v1 a Cassante because if you're ever caught by anything, you die for free. Now the lanes are getting swapped again. But TMG, they're aware of it. They're instantly swapping once again. And I think that SCAT are kind of getting ran around the map. It's not going in their favor at all. You see Mist forced to catch bot wave right there under the tower. The lanes are going in favor of TMG. They kind of have everything they want right now. They've got pushing, winning in mid. 20 CS, a little bit under that now. 15 CS lead for mid. Team Sussman continuing to play really well. You've got these mismatched lanes. Energem is happy to sit here. The lane is hard for him regardless, so he's happy to sit there and farm. And Onset, Kai'Sa is closing this CS gap all the time. Now we've got almost standard lanes again eventually. You've got Butters in mid now, pushing out, generating this prio. Second dragon is spawning. This will be 2 Drakes for Syndicate Catgirls. Do TMG feel like they can fight this? Edigen has TP. It's up to Espada to try to keep him in lane. Dragon has now spawned. Mid lane prio getting pressed by Butters, but river prio for TMG.
Yeah, I mean, the gold lead right now, it's non-existent. It is completely tied. And having said that, Espada is holding on to some of that gold lead over Edojun on the top side. So in the 4v4, TMG should be just a little bit stronger. But we're seeing the top side. This is basically the Cassante Fiora matchup. Unless you're able to hit the Fiora underneath the turret, there's just really nothing you can do about it. You're just slowly but surely going to get whittled down and poked down. And it is going to be the Dragon going over to TMG uncontested by Syndicate Catgirls. As now they're able to land the Scatter of the Week. It is onto Ugnis, decently tanky. And they don't have a follow-up. And now that I'm looking at their team comp, how do they really start fights? Because Jarvan's pretty squishy as the solo frontliner, and Seeker can't really follow up, but instead they're just going to start looking on a Team Sussman, going to force out the flash, and now Cataclysm into the backline, going to get knocked out of a Keeper's Verdict, keeping Team Sussman alive, and now they're looking to trade back on a Seeker. Adojun is in the fight as well. All Out has been used, same with the Grand Challenge, and actually flash for flash happened to the top side during this, but no one goes down. Very different rhythm compared to our previous games.
Yeah, very slow, methodical. There are a bit of breakout skirmishes, but no kills happening right now. TB back from Kasanta into the top lane, so everyone's happy for these neutral lanes again. Now, it's Infernal Soul, which is one of the strongest, if not the strongest, souls. As it, it's going to give not only that soul later on, which is very, very strong, the extra burst damage, but both teams, to get soul, you need 3 Infernal Drakes. That's percent AD/AP on a lot of damage, a lot of carries. Fiora, Syndra, Sivir, Jace, Kai'Sa, all of these champions love that percent AD/AP. Plus, you've got 1 Mountain Drake and 1 Hextech Drake for each team respectively. These are high-rolling souls. It is a high-roll soul game completely. You've got Syndra, who needs more time, more stacks to get that late game. Jace has the range and obviously decent all-in, bit of a CS lead. Kai'Sa, a great scaling game for Kai'Sa, but 20 CS lead right now for Butters. In top lane, big CS differential as well for a Sparta and a great matchup. This game for both teams, I feel neither team is either happy or unhappy with their situation. Both teams would love to push their advantage more, right? Get this Jace more online, find Wukong some more CS, get Kai'Sa online. They're happy buying time, but what is going to be the option? Right now, it's Koala Monka up in the top lane.
Yeah, did get scouted by that blue trinket, though. So not going to be able to accomplish too much there. But kind of to go with what you were saying, and just an interesting little observation as hold that thought. Espada going to get jumped upon. Koala Monka not going to use the Cyclone. It's so easy to counter this dive from Koala Monka. And actually, Espada just going to start playing aggressively. Gets a decent amount of poke onto this Wukong. But what I wanted to say is that later on, the side of Syndicate Catgirls, they're just gonna be able to run through these fights. And at the same time, I think this is the latest we've had where there hasn't been a single feat taken yet. Not even the full feats, but there hasn't been the feat of Warfare, there hasn't been the first turret, there hasn't been the feat of Monster Slaying. Nothing's gone through yet. Both sides just don't want to be the ones to take that aggressive play, but I feel with the way the lanes are going, slow play does favor Syndicate Catgirls. Eventually, they will have to bow out on the side of TMG in most of these side lanes, the only exception being Team Sussman in the mid.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think if you're Syndicate Catgirls, the only way that you break this slow bleed out that you've got right now is by taking a fight at potentially uneven odds. And that's a big potential, right? If you're Syndicate Catgirls, you don't know if it's going to be. If Onset is going to find a great, Killer Instinct, you don't know if Koala Monka's around the corner, out of vision. That play earlier just above the Raptors pit when you found Team Sus mid. You don't want to lose this game because you're playing a team comp with the Sivir Braum, with the Jarvan, with the Fiora. When you start to go down, you can't pull yourself back in. It is very difficult. Fiora's not one of those champions. Jarvan is not really one of those champions. Sivir and Syndra need a ton of gold, ton of items. They are happy to keep these lanes pushing, and you see TMG have to respond by pulling a lot of members into the mid lane. Herald is being started up now. Positioned around now by TMG. It looks like Syndicate Catgirls, they're ready to take this fight or at least sweep some of this vision for now.
Yeah, and this may be the first team fight of this game at 16 minutes. And Dragon spawning in 30 seconds as well. So there's a lot on the map for both these two teams. Both those mid-game objectives are ready. But Syndicate Catgirls, they do have first move, but the Crab has already been taken down by TMG. So they do have the vision advantage as Espada continuing to play forward is going to get hit. And now Koala Monka is here, no longer has the riposte. And with the Cyclone, they should just be able to take down Espada. But Espada still playing quite well, dodging away with the lunge and actually finds so much space. And with the smite, Koala Monster going to be able to get that kill in the top side. But the Dragon is going to get started up by Syndicate Catgirls. So it is going to be a trade of objectives. as it doesn't look like TMG want to contest for the Dragon. They're going to be happy to take the Herald, and they're going to be happy to trade that for the kill on the top side. But this may just end up being full feats going the way of TMG if they use the Herald right away.
Yeah, that's the big point here. The TMG's bot lane have stayed in mid. They're pushing out this mid lane. They have full prior if you want to use Herald, but looks like Koala Monka just able to walk away here. And you see the volatility of something like the Fiora. Is winning the 1v1 very handedly, still has ult available, and even though she survives for a ton of time in the top lane, the flash was just a few seconds away from being available again, and it's, like I said, it's not something like an Ornn or a SYN who absolutely lives there. Instead, now it's Syndicate Catgirls on the aggression here in the mid lane, trying to take down the tower of Sparta.
Yeah, Sparta and Team Sudman, they're both fighting on the top side, and that is definitely a much harder matchup for this Fiora, but Espada still playing aggressively. Same with Team Sudman. This could be an all-in. I mean, Grand Challenge is going to get used. Flash away from Team Sudman. Espada already using the flash as well. TP coming out from Ugnis. So Team Sudman is going to stay alive, but definitely a winning trade from Espada.
Yeah, flash for flash as well. Espada nearly winning that out if Team Sussman doesn't have that or isn't able to use it at the right time. And Espada gets behind you, more of those weak points are procced. Ugnis using the spell book to TP up to the top lane to try to defend. I mean, I think the Team Sussman was out regardless, but you're happy to use that TP there. The spell book, that's what it's for. Cycling through those. Get that upgraded Smite online as well. I think it's 2 different cycles you need, and you can get that upgraded spell book. Sparta still
but
looking
Espada just going to go all in on a Team Sussman again. Ugnis is here, so is Mist. And Ugnis is going to prevent that extra follow-up. But now it is 3v2 on the top side as Onset is in the area. But first turret did go the way of Syndicate Catgirls. And either side is ready to full engage yet. Both these two teams, they are trying to find the angles. They are trying to find the plays. But neither one is able to make it happen. And right now, bottom turret is going to go down. So it's going to be the first turret of the game for TMG. And we're still just 2-0 in terms of kills. This might be the slowest game I have ever casted. But neither side just wanting to give away that lead. But actually, Aquafalis could be in a very dangerous spot here. Going to get pushed back with the Pathmaker Cyclone over top as well. The all-out on Aquafalis. So that is going to be Feet of Warfare going over towards Adojun. As Monica still alive, but it is 2v1. Make that 3. Butters is going to be in the area as well. Couple autos should be able to finish it off. And that's going to be a kill going over to the Sivir. And that's I believe that's a 2-for-1 in favor of Syndicate Catgirls, so they definitely take that trade.
I mean, you get the tower for TMG, you get the feats of strength, or sorry, the feats of warfare, sorry, I don't know the name of them. The one with the 3 kills, but instead you commit a bit too far forward. Instead here, Mist rotates over, finds a great Cataclysm. Adojun can't flash out, it's taken down by the turret. And beautiful team play once again from Syndicate Kit Kats. They donate the kill over to Butters on this Sivir. Back at live, top tower was taken by this Jace Team Sussman, but bot lane tower was taken by a Sparta. This game is extremely close, Soki. Not only is it a very slow game, a very low action game in terms of kills, but it is close. I don't think either team is out-favored against one or the other in terms of scaling. I think Kai'Sa has amazing scaling. Wukong has pretty decent scaling too. A great matchup into the Syndra, into the Sivir. But you've still got a Sivir. You've still got a Syndra. You've still got something like a Fiora that needs a bit more time. 2-3 items. This Fiora is unmatchable by anyone in the side lane at that point in the game. Third dragon for
Fourth.
Catgirl.
Oh,
In a minute,
sorry.
But TMG with their second if they want it. But
Yeah, they're
want
looking for a Spada. They have the Cyclone available. Same with the Grand Challenge just for the move speed. Just need a little more dash. And with that final shot through the Crushing Blow, they're able to take down a Spada. And that should free up the side lane for them because at the same time, if you take out a Spada, Aquafilas can't really match anyone. But they're going to be starting the Otacon, and there's no one here on the side of Syndicate Catgirls.
I think that League does a really good job of making these niche counterpick champions like something like a Fiora, right? But in current day League, this is the problem, where you're able to overload a side, lane swap away from the Fiora, even though she's built up this CS lead, and she probably still absolutely eats Adojun for lunch. You can't do anything on
Oh,
Fiora.
TP on the bot side. This might be going a little bit too deep, though. The entire squad of Syndicate Catgirls is here. Team Sunman just behind enemy lines. They have the vision. Gonna go for that Shock Blast. Because he'll decent amount of poke. And now the next dragon is spawning right now. Espada is back on the map. Has every summoner. Has the ultimate ready. And now this is 2 dragons right now for Syndicate and 1 for TMG. So whoever's able to get it, no one's going to be going for Soul. But it looks like Syndicate, they're not even going to contest it. They're just going to give this one up. So TMG going to get their second dragon of the game.
I would be very interested to see how much gold Butters has in hand, because Onset has finished Kraken and Rageblade. Butters just hasn't finished that Infinity Edge.
But now Adojun looking for a play all out, gonna get used on Aquafelis, and now they have Ugnus in the middle as well, and Aquafelis is gonna be the first to go down. Seeker gonna get knocked back by the final Tofu strikes, and it's gonna be a double kill going over to Adojun. But in the meanwhile, Espada doing Fiora things, just gonna be taking down this turret, and Adojun's gonna be here, but all out no longer exists. Espada has 0 threat once that all out is done.
Alright, so Sifa did just finish Infinity Edge in base. I'm going to be annoyed at Syndicate Catgirls here, because this is a play I really like from Syndicate Catgirls. This is a great give. You give the Drake. You let your Fiora take top tower, because Butters doesn't have his second item complete. Instead, you walk in to the Drake after it's been taken, and you give Energen an angle onto 2. Seeker's forced to jump in to try to save Aquafelis, but instead, it's a double kill over to Energen. In base, I was watching the items. Butters on this base right here has Infinity Edge. So you can see he's finished Infinity Edge plus that longsword. So had a ton of gold in hand. That's why Syndicate Catgirls didn't want to opt to take that dragon fight. They already have 2. They're okay with saying, okay, this is not a great fight timer for us. The TP from Team Sussman, we couldn't find the kill onto him. It's made it so that we can't take a reset. Let's just give the dragon. Fiora gets a top tier 2. You're in a great position. But you walk forward. You feel too confident. Now there's a double kill over to Energen. I still think that Espada in this side lane does win against Cassante, but TMG continuous. Do not give this Fiora the side lane matchup that she wants. It's always Team Sussman on this Jace against a Fiora, which if Fiora lands on top of you with this lethality build from Jace, she's just ripping you to pieces like a piece of wet paper. But Jace, so long range, never ever are you getting that opportunity unless he walks forward into a bush like this. But very conservative play from TMG. Still a dead even game, Toki. 25 minutes nearly in, 2 dragons each. It was Herald and Grubs for TMG. Was these towers for SCAT. I mean, this game hangs on a thread really for both teams, because all you need is this Baron fight. You need one fight to really break open the game, to take these turrets, to get a massive gold lead, to give this Siva, 1k gold-esque. But, I mean, is either team going to opt to take that? I don't think they will. I think we're going to see a soul fight here. You get, 1 more dragon for each team, maybe even 3 dragons each, and then a soul fight. Looks like multiple members, though, around the Baron. This could be a bait.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to set up vision for now, and like you said, the gold completely even. The only real difference is the Otacon was taken by TMG, and the feats of strength are there for TMG. So that is their one kind of lead, but it is quite small, as Grand Challenge going to get popped on a Team Sussman. But pretty even trade overall, but with the lifesteal that Espada has, with a Ravenous Hydra, can just kind of do that on cooldown, and eventually will win the trade. But now Team Sussman might have been going for that all-in. I think it's good that they didn't go for it. Ugnus is in the area, but Espada going to be careful, just going to back away. Because now Adojun could find the Syndra once again. All out hasn't been used yet, still running away, and with a Scatter of the Week, will be able to just get back to safety. But Dragon spawning in a minute 15, and I think you're right, that probably will be where we get our next fight.
I think it's really difficult outside of these objectives for either team to really accelerate the game, right? Because Jace does neutralize Fiora in this side lane, because Fiora can't really dive Jace for free, right? She's very melee. Jace has a lot of range, has some movement, obviously still has flash available. Very difficult to dive a tier 2 as Fiora for that. But on the other side, Energen can't really do anything to Aquafelis because of that Scout of the Week, pushing him away, doing damage from afar. No one can really break open this game by a side lane play right now through towers or winning a side lane. It needs to be these 5v5 objectives. Espada on the top side, still pushing out, does have TP to join at any moment. So doesn't want to TP over too early. Pinging out on that top lane inner turret, or sorry, the inhib turret for defending. Edigen has TP as well. Spell Shield used by Butters and taken by Onset there. It's 2 items for both of these AD carries. Around about the same strength as everybody in the game right now.
Yeah, one big thing to note, though, is with those 2 components, Onset does have the Void Seeker evolution. I believe it has it anyway.
Yes,
so
yes,
that will give a little bit of extra poke, will give a little bit of extra pressure, but they're on a timer on TMG. They're the ones that need to force these plays in the bot side, because if they don't go in, Espada's just going to win in the top side. Because there's really not much Edigen can do about it. Can try to buy some time, but that's really it. Espada has 0 threat in the top lane. But now, just still getting more and more poke. Poor little Adojun in the top side. Maybe eventually we'll be able to make something happen, but the 0-2 Fiora for now is just going to absolutely play in the top side. But Dragon has been pulled, so TMG, they are going to be able to take it. But now, do they want to start the fight? Scatter the Weak going to land on it too. And again, both sides just poking and positioning, but no one wants to do the all-in. Missed. Gonna get hit, but again, no one going to be going in through this fight. Aquafelis takes a lot of damage. So Dragon is going to go over to TMG, but that's going to be it. Tier 2 in the mid lane will fall in reply, but no fight's going to come through. TP, though, coming out down from Adojun. Another team fight could start coming out. Keeper's Verdict is going to take out Seeker. Seeker's no longer going to be in the fight. And now Cyclone in the backline, but Butters is the first one to get the kill. Koala Moniker going to be the second to fall, but Aquafelis goes down. Adojun just in the backline, destroying everyone. It started off for 2 for Syndicate, but it ended up with 3 for True Minded Gaming. But the top lane is getting attacked. Espada continuing with the split push and will be able to get the tier 3 and is going to TP out to safety.
I mean, Butters was forced to flash away from his own team's Cataclysm in that fight. I mean, when you're caught in, this is a negative of the Sivir here. So, exactly like I said, or I thought the game would go, we were looking for a soul fight, but TMG say no, we're sick of this, we want to take the fight. So they TP in behind, and instantly, see, look at this Cataclysm. Butters has to flash away. The Scout of the Week was good, Miss forced to flash away, but caught on the wall and then passed down. The team fight is split. Aquafelis also has to flash up here, but pulled back in by the all-out from Edigen, and because the perfect member was altered away by the Keeper's Verdict, Seeker, no peel, no time waste, but Espada
getting jumped down, but with the lunges just able to buy so much space. Koala Moniker does have the slowing smite, but the move speed just isn't there. Needs to be able to reach it, but lunge is just so strong, but will be able to find it in the end with help of that Warrior Trickster. So now the side lane is free. TMG, they could look to make a play, and Baron's available. Do they risk it?
I mean, it's wild. It's 4-10, and the gold is still even. Espada trying to take down that tier 2. So many towers have been taken from Syndicate Catgirls here, but so many kills and fights have been won in the last, 2.5 minutes from TMG. That mid lane brawl there.
Oh, Scatter the Weak does land. They don't have Cyclone, and that's the big engage that TMG are going to be lacking. Onset is just throwing out those Void Seekers, but doesn't have that much AP. It is more of those on-hit AP items rather than just that clean ability power. But they are going to be able to get priority in the mid lane. They do have the vision around Baron. Espada going to be up in 5 seconds, does not have TP, but I think it'll take them too long to take Baron, so they are just going to reset. They're going to take their vision advantage and then back away as the Void Seekers just continue to land, but the AP is just not there for the damage.
Yeah, building in some more of it now. I imagine it's going to be Zhonya's, maybe a Void Staff if you want to go towards that. Although I don't think you need too much pen. I would imagine it's going to be a Zhonya's. But when Onset's on the mid wave, you don't need vision around Baron because you know Jace, Wukong, K'Sante are not doing Baron without K'Sante. Without Kai'Sa. They need Kai'Sa there with that on-hit build, and she does do a lot of damage to objectives. So it is going to be Zhonya's building into that Seeker's Arm Guard now. Kai'Sa becoming stronger and stronger, but the same for Butters. Has 3 items to both of these 80 carries. Now I imagine going towards this Navori, the Navori Quick Blade, Flicker Blade, that's what it's called. I always think back to the older version of it when it was a mythic, but not anymore. That's quite a few years old. You see Butters taking all this gold, so it means Butters is quite close to at least a Zeal or something that they are considering.
Yeah, but Espada
giving
going to use
over.
the Grand Challenge, looking towards Team Sussman. And now Onset actually going to Killer Instinct in, but do they have the damage to take down Espada? It is, they are getting slowed, starting to get back away. One more auto's needed. Void Seeker will land, and that's going to be a huge kill. Dragon is spawning in 40 seconds. Espada not going to be up for the spawn of it, but should have TP about 10 seconds after.
I mean, you see Butters taking a base right now. There's the Navori. 4 items on this Sivir, so very, very close to that item before. Now has it. And Espada has continuously been a question mark for me.
Oh, but Koala Moniker could look for the play. Cyclone is available, going to land just onto the front line, looking just for Seeker and Miss. And Miss diving into the back line with the Cataclysm as Ugnus is able to keep his verdict some away. And they're still fighting in the mid lane, all out, gonna get used. And it is going to be a 3-for-3. Very even trade, but TMG gonna be okay. And we're gonna get an instant replay on that.
So have a look. Aquafilos caught. Seeker caught by the knock up here. A beautiful glacial fissure. And there's Miss into the backline. Butters comes in with the ricocheting autos. But Kaiser's on the backline. She's hitting him the entire time. It's a 1v1 in the ADC. Traded 1-for-1. Remember, you've got to think, if you're Syndicate Catgirls here, your target is the Kaiser in these fights. Infernal Soul taken from TMG. And once again, Toki, I pose the question to no one in particular, Espada. Was Fiora the answer? You have a massive, massive CS advantage over this Cassante in the top lane matchup. But you're never in these team fights. The 4v5 looks even convincing from Syndicate Catgirls. If you have an Ornn, a Scion, if you go back to the Renekton, if you take an Embessa, anything like that, that team fights together, even a Gwen, a Camille, the team fights look so much better for Syndicate Catgirls. 0-4-0, no kill participation from Espada right now. Once again, Onset on the wave, they're not on Baron. It's a bait, they're clearing vision. TP's available for both of these top laners, but it's Infernal Soul. Kaiser has Zhonya's and Navori. Nash's. These Void Seekers, they're going to start to really hurt with this AP.
Oh, Aquafilos
is hurting too.
is going to be able to just knock away with Scatter the Weak, but the flash to follow Cyclone, and they're going to be taking down this Syndra. And now with that, Baron could very well be the angle here. Butters is kind of the only damage left that joins these teamfights. Espada's still going to be pushing on the side lane. So that's going to be the play right now. Syndicate, they need to see how long can they hold this, but they're not going to be starting it. Instead, Onset actually going to be going over to the bot side. They could look towards Espada. All out. Gonna get used right now. Espada take a lot of damage. And now Killer Instinct and the Grand Challenge buying space with the flash as well. So a lot of big cooldowns used from Espada, but Espada is still going to be alive.
15 seconds on Aquafilos respawn. He has TP. Espada has TP as well. This game, despite the Infernal Soul, despite all the scaling for this Kaiser, the 6-0-5 Jace, it still doesn't feel like it's really in anyone's hands. The gold is still dead even. TP to mid and to bot. Espada is completely sacking Drake. Edigen, just take a base, TP to Baron right now, and it's a 4v5. I mean, you can even hold the Fiora in bot lane if you want to. Elder in 3 minutes away. And TMG, they still haven't started this Baron. They still can't break open this mid-tier 1.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just showing how nervous TMG and really both these sides are for that win play as Espada. Gotta get jumped upon. Does have the Guardian Angel this time around, though. Killer Instinct once again gonna get used. Proccing those plasma stacks. And the GA is gonna get procced. Grand Challenge not gonna be able to come through. W slightly missed time, but the Catherine Rain over top. One more autos needed. And Onset gonna get that kill. And now they can do the 4v5, and Alcafelis takes so much damage, already used TP. This is the angle for Baron if TMG are able to use it, and now Edojun gonna be TPing it right away, and Koala Moniker gonna start off the big purple worm. Now what does Syndicate do? It doesn't look like they want to walk in yet. Edojun just kind of body blocking, trying to keep them out. Mist is looking for the steal, and I think that's the play right now. Just let the one person go in, and with the keeper's verdict, just going to knock them out. That was the most fluid the standard, the EQ coming out from Jarvan with the keeper's verdict, just the longest flag path I've ever seen.
That was a beautifully timed keeper's verdict from Ugnis. And it just feels like there's nothing Syndicate Catgirls can do. Elder in 2 minutes, you're against Infernal Soul. It's not game over right now on this Baron because unless you take a team fight in mid and everybody dies, you can't chew through all these towers, right? Syndra, Sivir is still great wave clear, but I am still left scratching my head about this Fiora. It hasn't found the value. It's up still nearly 100 CS. Finally, we see a 5v5 group in mid, but it might just be too late.
Yeah, and that's really going to be the question. They are getting a little bit of damage done to these tier 3. They have another cannon coming through right now, and Voidseeker's still flying out. And with the Infernal Soul, it does deal a bit more, but you're into a Sivir. Butters is just able to infinitely clear this out. Aquafellas has pretty significant wave clear as well. Scout of the week, at the very least, just buying space for the turret. But now, once again, Espada versus Adojun in the side lane, but Koala Moniker is in the area. So they could just look to take down this tier 2 in the top lane. And every turret they take down later on means Espada needs to go further to get any kind of play. But now the riposte is going to be there, and they're able to land it in the mid lane. Mist jumping on, and right now, Ugnis is going to go down, but Espada is straight on the top side. And I think this benefits overall on a true-minded gaming, but it's still just a 1-for-1 across map.
I mean, still, Espada, you know, making mistakes on the map for his team. 0, 6, and 0. No kill participation. The CS doesn't matter. But in this game right now, we've got full 6 slotted items on this Sivir. Nearly full 6 slotted items on Onset. And this play is just going to make it even easier to find this last item from Onset. Easy Voidseeker, Killer Instinct, finds the kill, finds the tower. Aquafellas can't do anything but watch.
But there's a fight
right
going on in live. We can turn right back into that. And ooh.
Butters was taken down.
There we go. Yeah, they took down 3. Or sorry, no, Espada is still about to respawn, but they took down Butters, they took down Seeker, and now they're gonna be looking for this 2-3. They could be looking for the Seas as well. Aquafellas gonna get jumped all out, used by Adojun, and will be able to stop the scout of the week. Aquafellas going to go down as well. Adojun is on a rampage, and now they're gonna go for the end of the game. They have the mid lane. They're still looking for more. Espada's alive. Same with Mist. They could just clear out the minions, and they might not have enough for it. But Adojun still dealing damage. They're going to be able to take down both these Nexus turrets. And now in the background, they take down Onset. Mist and Espada still trying to do what they can. Espada trying to take down Adojun. Almost has the grand challenge as Koala Moniker just taking down the Nexus. Espada is gone. Mist is gone. And Syndicate Catgirls are gone. True-minded Gaming are going to the semifinals.
Game 1 looks so convincing from Syndicate Catgirls, but True-Minded Gaming, they come back with a solid game plan. Game 2, Game 3, and Game 4 as we take another look back at this fight. Koala Monka finds a 3-man Cyclone, and it buys so much time. There's the Killer Instinct into the back, and Butters gets insta-killed. Beautiful Zonya's use there. There's just nothing Syndicate Catgirls can do. Seek is taken down. And once Butters is taken out, Aquafellas is really the only damage left. But he's also just escorted into a side lane. Look at this immune from the pushback. Beautiful play from Adojun there. And I'm still remains thinking the same thing, that Espada on this Fiora, it needed to be a carry.
Hello.
And it just wasn't.
Yeah, but they did what they could, and Espada did get a lot of pressure in the side lane, but I think it really came down to the map movement in the end, because TMG, they were just able to run it through. They were just constantly able to have enough pressure in the mid lane that Syndicate just wasn't able to get any kind of objective, and Onset was just able to consistently roam towards Espada. So they're just consistently having those 2v1s. The 4v4 just wasn't strong enough. They weren't able to pull the trigger themselves, and I think that's really the big difference. Their counter engage was decent, but TMG just never let them use it. There was that one play in mid lane, and like you shouted out, it was 4v5, and it was still incredibly close. Syndicate almost able to win that out, but after that, I mean, TMG just had control. It was very slow. It was very slow, I should say. I mean, they were just playing the map so perfectly, and they just didn't need to force anything, and because of that, slow but steady wins the race.
I mean, and an unsung hero here, there were a few fights where it looked quite strong, the Syndicate Catgirls, and Ugnis on this Poppy would just find the perfect target, one or two people to ult away, and the fight would continue and TMG would win. I'm specifically thinking of the fight near Raptor's Pit, where Butters had to flash away, Aquaphilus flashed up, and that was all because Seeker on this Braum was the only member that got ulted away by Ugnis. The fight looked really strong, really solid for Syndicate Catgirls, but the Keeper's Verdict completely turns it on its head, and I was expecting most of the damage to be on Onset, but it's actually Team Sussman who went completely deathless in this game, and I think for me, it would be Series MVP. He had a difficult game one, found a bunch of solo kills to be fair, but after that, the Vlad really didn't look great. The Silas was completely backbreaking for Syndicate Catgirls, and the Jace, I was concerned. We're playing, Brawlers, we're playing Vladimir Silas, sustain champions. The Silas looked really good. What's he going to look like on the Jace? Very different look. It looks unreal.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree. Team Sussman just kind of winning mid lane all 4 games. Even in their loss, Team Sussman just still looked really strong. Obviously, later fell apart just because of the team dynamics. I mean, the game one, Syndicate played incredibly well as a team. Mist and Seeker just playing super well together, but they just weren't able to have it happen this time around. But with that being said, do you have any closing thoughts for this series?
I mean, I think that Syndicate Catgirls had a great look in game one. It's unfortunate that they weren't able to answer what TMG brought in game two, and it ended up being a 3-1. So condolences for them. Some great performances, some really solid team play, especially in game one. But for TMG, I think they look really solid. Their early games look strong. Their lanes look really strong. They look flexible in a non-fearless setting. So going into semis and finals, I think they've got a really good shot.
Yeah, well, with that, congratulations to True Minded Gaming and good luck in the semifinals. But with that, my name was Tokibi. Joining me was Jay Beto. Thank you all for watching. Looking forward to being here next week as well. So, hope to see you there. Have a good night, everyone.